All right, welcome back, Bronco fans, to tonight's Belmond-Klemme Broncos video stream powered by Koloff Media. The Broncos are set to face AGWSR Cougars, with both teams looking to bounce back from an 0-2 start.
Yeah, we talked with Coach this week about where the team stands after a tough loss, and he said difficult loss in week 2. We have to clean up some penalties and mental mistakes. They had 89 rushing yards, but unfortunately that was offset by 85 yards on penalties as well. A lot of self-inflicted wounds last week, a lot of, again, bad penalties and bad decision-making. Hopefully they get that cleaned up a little bit. Talked about the teams, and they have a lot of similarities, again, both being little smaller lineups with some great athletes, and the focus this week is playing the cleanest four quarters they can.
Yeah, Dylan, tonight's game sets up a battle between two evenly matched teams eager to secure their first win of the season. As well, AGWSR facing, like I said, 0-2, facing two ranked opponents so far in Nashua Plainfield and West Hancock. So tonight's their first game that hopefully they're feeling like they could step it up as well against the Belmond-Klemme Broncos. Broncos coming in, Brody Hefner, third-year starter for the Broncos, has the most passing yards in Class A football right now with 556 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. We also have the first and third place guys in the receiving category of Class A football right now. Braden Doherty leading the way in Class A with 287 yards and 3 touchdowns, with a 75-yarder included in those 3 touchdowns. Kyson Lamb is third on the list in Class A football right now in receiving at 196 yards. And so, Dylan, a lot of passing attack power for the Broncos. Was great in the first week, kind of mediocre in the second week. Still had over 100 and some yards, 155, I think, yards passing for Hefner last week as well. But, you know, tonight might be a good time to get that running game going. As it was raining earlier, the rain has held off now, so hopefully we have a clearer game. Another beautiful Friday night for some football, Dylan.
Yeah, and again, just kind of a crazy thing is as powerful as this offense has been passing the attack, Coach Fallberg really emphasized this week of taking the easy passes. Again, not always going for that home run ball. We have 2 great receivers to catch that home run ball, but again, sometimes down there, take what defense gives you and let your athletes take advantage of the catch and run, which we've succeeded at all year long.
Yeah, especially senior Griff Paulson making his debut tonight along his brother Blaze. So again, great to see the Paulson brothers out there. Great to get Griff back, just a natural leader out on the field. And it'll be good to see what he could do, as I believe last year, like we were talking a little bit earlier, Dylan, I think he had two touchdowns last year against AGWSR. And as we were talking, the quarterback last year actually against this team was Jose Alfaro, having his best night. So unfortunately, I believe that was one of the games where Hefner was hurt. And the Broncos came out with the victory. What was the score last year, Dylan?
26-21, and Brody getting hurt at the end of that North Union game, kind of having a pretty bad sprained ankle, and again, Jose carried the slack in this game and led the Broncos to a tough-fought win.
Yeah, and 2 guys got to watch out for the Cougars. Number 24, Bo Starr, who was actually ejected in the first game, so he didn't even play last week. So he will be eager to get back out there on the field. You know, we had a tough time covering him last year, and then their running back, Connor Homeguard. Eli Homeguard. Connor Homeguard is a Bronco, my bad. Eli Homeguard, his cousin, plays for the Cougars. And Bo Starr, again, he kind of plays all over the field this year. So we'll see him at many different positions, call his name out, probably at quarterback, running back, possibly even receiver. I know he played tight end last year. So we'll have to see how the Cougars line him up and see what kind of mismatches they try and get with the Bronco defense.
Yeah, and one thing to also watch about Eli Homeguard, again, not off to the greatest season, got 20 carries in the year for 9 yards. It's only about a half yard per carry, but that's coming against 2 very stout defenses in Nashua Plainfield as well as West Hancock, who we all know, again, is tough no matter who you play and how many players they have to replace.
Yeah, kind of like the Broncos, you know, not much there for a rushing attack, but again, they got a high-power passing attack, and we'll see if they can get a more balanced attack tonight against the Cougars.
Yeah, with that, looks like they're kind of going through starting lines, about ready to get national anthem here. So we're going to take a quick ad break with our sponsors at Thrive-In, and we'll be back here once the national anthem's over.
Financial planning can help keep your personal goals on track. But for some of us, a financial plan looks more like this. It includes building a legacy for your loved ones, college savings for your little ones. Maybe you're passionate about giving back to your community, or you want to pay it forward to causes you care about. At Thrive-In, our business is helping guide your finances, but our ambition is to make it mean so much more. Thrivent, where money means more.
See Josh Fauborg, Brian Kapka, or Michael Jennison in Belmond today. 641-444-3214.
H&K Plumbing and Heating, your #1 source for innovative, energy-efficient, and eco-friendly Ruud, Amana, and Navian products. Call H&K Plumbing and Heating today, 641-444-3432 for your residential plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. H&K Plumbing and Heating, located in Belmond.
Family owned and operated since 1999.
Waldorf University's Tuition Match Scholarship matches the tuition at Iowa community colleges, as well as Riverland and RCTC in Minnesota.
Waldorf matches the tuition rate, and so you're basically paying the price that you would for a community college, but for a four-year university. So I looked at that and I was like, well, man, that's a really good deal. But yeah, I couldn't pass up paying the same tuition rate for a university as I would for a community college.
To find out more about the Tuition Match Scholarship, go to waldorf.edu/tuition match today.
Bronco fans, score big with fast fiber from ComOne, the local one. Our fast fiber internet will let you stream your Broncos when you can't make it to the game. Find out more online at comonenet.net today. Good luck to our Belmond-Klemme Broncos from ComOne, the local one, serving Hancock, Wright, and Humboldt County neighborhoods with friendly, fast fiber you can count on. See us at comonenet.net today.
All right, we're back, Bronco fans, for another beautiful Friday night. Belmond-Klemme Broncos taking on the AGWSR Cougars tonight. Again, Dylan here, my partner here, has the starters for us, offensive and defensively. And then we'll go ahead and hopefully get kickoff going.
Yeah, our offensive starter across the line, Max Swisher, Carver Buchanan, Parker Doherty, Christian Berry, and Zach Hansen left to right across the offensive line. Again, our tight end, Jackson Johans. A set of three receivers tonight with Braden Doherty, Kyson Lamb, and as we mentioned before, the returning Griffin Paulson. The two men in the backfield, Braden Wright coming back for the second game back. And the man behind taking the snaps will be Brody Hefner. As well on defense, the Broncos running a new look again up front as Juan Medina slides into that defensive tackle position filled by Mark Wambalaswa last week. Next to him is Max Swisher, the defensive tackle, with the two ends of Braden Doherty and Jackson Johans. Corners remain the same as Wyatt Boozman and Sal Duran. Our linebackers, Braden Wright, Jaime Stephenson, and Liam Fournier, as well as our two safeties, Brody Hefner and Blaze Paulson. So again, very much kind of starting to get that consistency in the starting lineup. Offensively, no new starters outside the returning to help Griffin Paulson, and defensively, just sliding Juan Medina, who's just been a game record these last couple weeks, into that nose tackle position. Outside of that, looks like we're going to the coin toss, or the mock coin toss.
Yep, we got the captains heading out there for the Broncos. It's going to be Jackson Johans, Zach Hansen, Griffin Paulson, and Braden Doherty. For the Cougars, it's going to be Eli Holmgard, Lane Rose, Blake Willems, and Cale Dodd. And we'll see here who won the toss and what's going to happen here.
It looks like Broncos won the toss.
Yep, Broncos won the toss, and they're taking the ball. Looking to put points on the board first, Dylan.
Yeah, again, looking to get that offense going. Something that kind of struggled a little bit last week. See if they can get an early rhythm, take a lead, and kind of force the Cougars to get into a passing situation early.
And here we go, Broncos celebrating. I do love how the rest of the team comes out to the numbers at least to support the captains here as we huddle up midfield, and we'll get ready to go here. All right, we will see the Bronco kick return team. I would assume we'll see the same one as last week but we'll wait and see before we jump to conclusions here, Dylan.
I would be surprised if we don't see our one of our tailbacks there, whether that be Braden Wright or whether that be, it looks like jockeying out is going to be Jaime, Braden, Saul, Blaze, and Kyson, all that kind of back five.
Yep, deep two is going to be Duran and Wright, and then that middle up back is going to be Stephenson. They've barely had any chance of getting it to those back two, though, so far. It's normally either Blaze or Kyson that ends up with the ball.
Yeah, and that worked out pretty well last week with Blaze getting in, bringing that opening kickoff back for a touchdown, giving the Broncos that early lead. Let's see if Again, if the Cougars can get this one deep, or if they send it to one of the up-backs who have just been just as much of a threat as the back guys have been recently.
Yeah, kicking for the Cougars is Lorenz Rendell. And the kick is off. It is going to make it back to Duran, and it makes it past him, unfortunately, and goes all the way down. He is in the end zone. Oh. And I believe, folks, he's down as close to the goal line as possible. Unfortunately, I thought in high school as soon as the ball touches the end zone, it's an automatic touchback, but I could be wrong.
As long as Sewell didn't touch it, it should have gone as a touchback. I'm not sure if Sewell made contact with it.
They claim that he must have picked it up on the 1 yard line because he did. His momentum carried him back into the end zone, but they're going to say he picked it up on the 1 and he brought it out to the 2. He got lucky there, folks, as they went with forward progress over where he actually landed. So kind of a break for the Broncos, but they are in very deep territory, having to go 98 yards here.
Yeah, benefit for the Broncos, they do have a 6'4", 240-pound quarterback and a running back that's good at fighting for extra yards, so we'll see if they can get out of this early hole.
And here we go. Hefner is going to take the snap. Boozman with motion. Hefner looks to pass right away. Gets it over to an open Lamb, but just over his head and out of bounds, so it is going to fall incomplete. It's going to be 2nd and 10, Broncos on the 2.
Again, we talked about just taking a shot there and actually had Braden open, just kind of airmailed that throw, rushed it a little bit. Again, Broncos looking, again, 2nd and 10, still not in a terrible situation, back in their own end zone. They have the size in the offensive line. We'll see if they can get a little more of a push and convert, get them out of their own shadow.
Hefner does take the snap. It is a handoff to right, and he's able to get a few yards before being brought down by the Cougars. It is going to end up being, I think he got 2 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 8 for the Broncos. So 3rd and mid-range to 3rd and long as they're trying to dig themselves out of a hole here to start the ball game. And Griff Paulson's going to come into the game for the first time as Boozman heads to the sideline. So the Broncos will set up in that slot receiver formation rather than the H-back formation.
Yeah, look at something quick to Paulson here. Again, a quick route runner, quick winner. We'll see if, again, they see if they can get some catch and run opportunities here.
As Hefner does look to a nice little seam route for Paulson, and he's able to fall forward for the first down.
It's going to be close. Let's see.
Yep,
they do
they're
spot
motioning it here. Thanks for helping me out, officials, as it was very close after I already called it. And so it's going to be 1st and 10 Broncos. Great first pass and catch from Hefner to Paulson.
Yeah,
Griff Paulson, that is.
Needed 8. Looks like they got maybe 8.5.
And that's going to be it for Paulson. He's going to head to the sideline. They're going to bring in Boozman back into that H-back formation.
Yeah, Griffin's first game back, again, trying to put him on basically a pitch count, kind of what you've seen through a couple of different games of injuries. We'll see if they go back to the ground game here and see if they can get some movement going up front.
Cougars got a pretty big guy in the middle there. Number 62 is going to be Gage Van Lowe, 6'3", 295, as our center Parker Doherty is going to have to deal with him tonight, cutting him on that play, and having 300 pounds land right on top of you could wear and tear on Parker. But tough young kid, as unfortunately the Broncos have a 2-yard or a 1-yard loss on that play. It's going to be 2nd and 11 for the Broncos on that run.
Yeah, again, the big kid likes to get upfield, so potentially a trap behind him. Hefner keeps it.
Fake jet sweep, and Hefner keeps it. He is going to regain those yardage, and it's going to be 3rd and a long 9 for the Broncos. Again, kind of a 3rd and long position. Hopefully they can dig themselves out one more time here.
That's one where I wonder if coaches saw that. That jet sweep was there, was able to get to the corner. Unfortunately, just had that quarterback play call that Hefner kept in, wasn't able to get a lot of space. But, again, that outside run was there if they want to come back to it here.
Yeah, not 100% sure if Hefner's got the option to hand it off or not, but could have been a designed run here as Hefner does take the snap, fakes the pitch, and he is getting rushed back there. He does wide open Braden Doherty. Braden Doherty comes back to the ball. He catches it, breaks free from one tackle, but unable to break free from the second one from Tristan Dennis. But again, that throw is going to go for about 40-some yards, maybe 50, as Braden Doherty gets it back to the other side of midfield, down on the 44-yard line of the opposing team's yardage here, as Hefner doing a scramble back there, finds a wide open Braden Doherty in the middle, and Doherty came back for it beautifully, breaking one tackle and sprint for another 10 yards before he was brought down.
Yeah, great job by Brody there, staying alive. Again, first look and second look wasn't there. Was able to kind of pass it up, run around, and was able to just get just enough on that ball to get it up to Doherty.
And it's a pitch to right, and he's met in the backfield and unfortunately is unable to get out of the grips of Eli Homeguard, bringing him down.
It looks like he kind of got just beat off. Johans looks like he just got beat off the line there for a loss of about almost 6 or 7 yards on that toss play. Just an unfortunate situation.
Going to be second and pretty long here, as it looks like 2nd and 17 for the Broncos. Griff Paulson out in that slot receiver spot, going to go in motion, going to fake the jet sweep. Hefner's looking for that option, has to scramble again, flips it over to Griff Paulson, has a swing pass.
Breaks one.
And with Wright in the lead blocking, Paulson's able to gain another 6 yards. And he's finally brought down by, looks like it's going to be Lane Rose and number 4 for the Cougars, Brady Abbas. Again, a first down for the Broncos. Nice little option play, had about 3 or 4 options on that, and came back with a swing pass to Griffin Paulson for his second catch of the night.
Yeah, we talked about early on, taking that short play, taking that, again, quick out, and again, worked out there. Griffin looking healthy right now, running up the field. And we'll see if he kind of keeps his lungs underneath him, because, again, not being really in the greatest football shape, only being part of practice, it is tough to get your football lungs back.
Yeah, I heard he was about 95%.
Oh, we do have a
to
penalty
go.
on the Broncos. Looks like a block in the back, I think, is what they're calling.
The chain gang already moved, so it
Yeah,
must have been after the play.
And now they're pointing to force it back there. Chain gang, did they move without the refs?
They normally,
call?
Wow, they are going to bring them back. I don't know how, because there isn't an official mark here. Okay,
There
so
was our that was, I think, the original spot.
the original spot was on the 44. They are going to call a block in the back. And
it should then be second down. It should be
second, and then they're going, I would assume
Must
they're
have
going
been
to.
down the field block in the back, so they're technically going to get the first down yardage.
Okay,
And then
so we're just going to
quick.
reset like that play never happened, it seems
It's like first and 10 now. We got some more confusion trying to get the down and distance right.
Yeah, I think the officials are going to talk here, possibly.
And most likely get a correction. It was 2nd and 17 before that play.
We have had confusion every game so far, Dylan.
And now it looks like we got it reset where now we're going to adjust the chain gang. Chain gang's back to where they were. There's a flip to a 2nd and 5, maybe it looks like.
That's a break for the Broncos, I'd say, Dylan, as we were on the 44 with a 1st and 10. So they have it as on the 44. We only have 5 yards to go.
That's
so
a little weird situation, but
we'll take that break as Hefner looks to pass again, pressured, finds, had a wide open Saul Duran and had a player undercut him and knock the pass away. That's going to be Trace Eiton. And so that'll fall incomplete, knocked away by the Cougars. It'll be 3rd and 5. Broncos so far have converted every 3rd down, so hopefully we see another one here as Coach Faubourg's going to draw up a 6-yard play at least, and we'll get a Bronco first down.
Yeah, Griffin Paulson in the game, so again, our kind of best short route runner. We have 2 really great deep threats in Kyson Lamb and Braden Doherty. And we have both Saul Duran and Griffin Paulson in the field
going
here.
with the traditional spread here with 2 slot receivers, taking out the tight end out of the game right now. As Hefner is looking a quick pass to Paulson. Paulson does get enough for the Bronco first down. So instead of drawing up a 6-yard play, we drew up an 8-yard play. So that is the 3rd completion of the night. Actually, 3rd completion to Griffin Paulson tonight, as the Broncos get a first down off that pass play.
Yeah, Broncos kind of starting to drive, doing nice long sustained. Again, already at the 6:54 mark of the first quarter. As this clock kind of keeps running, Broncos might be able to just chip away and almost run this entire first quarter down if they continue to move like they have.
And here goes. Hefner drops
got
back
time.
to pass. He looks deep. He's got Griff Paulson on the edge, and Paulson's in the end zone. Paulson running a wheel route down the sideline is able to find the end zone for his first score of the year on his first game. Great connection from Brody Hefner to Griffin Paulson for the score. Broncos are going to take a 6-0 lead over the Cougars as we'll wait and see here. See, they didn't have much luck kicking the extra point last week, but it looks like they're going to give it another try with Griff Paulson back. I believe he is the original holder, so he's going to hold it for him as half of Griff's jersey is covered in dirt right now. You can't even see his number on the back of him. You can see his indent clear over there as he was pushed out of bounds past the end zone. There's a huge drag black mark as the hold is there, and Doherty's kick is good. Broncos are going to take a 7-0 lead, and with that, folks, we will take a sponsor break and be right back for the kick.
Financial planning can help keep your personal goals on track. But for some of us, a financial plan looks more like this. It includes building a legacy for your loved ones, college savings for your little ones. Maybe you're passionate about giving back to your community, or you want to pay it forward to causes you care about. At Thrivent, our business is helping guide your finances, but our ambition is to make it mean so much more. Thrivent, where money means more.
See Josh Faubourg, Brian Kapka, or Michael Jennison in Belmond today. 641-444-3214.
All right, we're back, folks, as Braden Doherty gets ready to kick off. I believe, Dylan, was that his first extra point of the year so far?
I believe that was his first conversion, yes.
Yes, as he got his holder back. No offense to Brody Hefner, but I'm sure Braden Doherty prefers Griff Paulson as the holder there, as he's been the holder, I think, for at least the last 2 years.
Yeah, again, just one of those process things where even if Brody does a good job, just having a different person there can just throw off the rhythm and throw off the timing and kicking such a perfect rhythm.
And back deep for the Cougars is going to be home guard and Star, as I'm guessing we'll try and avoid that. Oh, Braden Doherty does kick it deep, kind of over Star's head, but he's able to barrel it in as Saul Duran races down the sideline and is able to bring him down on first contact. Cougars are going to make it up to about the 28-yard line, where they will have a 1st and 10.
Yeah, great open field tackle by Saul Duran. Again, somebody who's been a pretty consistent tackling machine at the cornerback position, giving up a lot of size in most situations, but not backing down from anything, which is just another compliment to what Saul can bring to this defense.
And here we go. Broncos are going to line up in that traditional 3-4. I'm sorry, 4-3. And Cougars are going to line up in their own H-back set here.
Yeah, they like
with the Twins. And it's going to be a handoff to home guard. And home guard is going to be brought down by Swisher and Hefner.
Yeah, gain just about 2 yards, maybe 3 on that play.
Looks like Wright was in on the tackle as well, as he's a little slow to get up.
Yeah, one thing kind of was brought up also about this defense is a lot more players swarming the ball. We have a lot of solo tackles right now, and not a lot of players. Again, once a guy gets wrapped up, we should have 4, 5, 6 Broncos flying, trying to make contact and get the runner down right away without any extra yards.
Here we go, 2nd and 6 for the Cougars. Same formation, another same play, handoff to home guard, and he again gains a few yards and is brought down by, I believe, Jaime Stephenson and Swisher again, possibly Johans in on the tackle, as it's going to be 3rd and a yard for the Cougars.
Yeah, Broncos just a little slow off the ball right now, kind of getting moved by the big kid, number 62. We'll see.
Yeah, they are running right behind big old number 62 there, Van Lowe. 295 pounds, I can't blame him. As you got 295 pounds trying to go through our 180-pound Jackson Johans. He might be 200 pounds by now. But it is a direct snap to home guard, and he is going to get a Cougar 1st down. He's met by Hefner, though, and a host of Broncos as Hefner's able to hold him up, and they unfortunately don't get him down, but they do call forward progress and blow the whistle. So it is going to be a 1st down for the AGWSR Cougars on that direct snap to home guard.
Again, apologies, clock being slightly off. We did just pass the 5-minute mark. Let's see if I can get that fixed here for us. Unfortunately, trying to do a lot right now, getting the camera working. So we're going to make sure you guys got a good view, and we'll try to get this clock as close as possible.
And here we go. It's going to be motion by the Cougars, a handoff to Starr. And he's going to be met by Liam Fournier and Jaime Stephenson.
And we have a flag here. I don't know what it's going to be.
We do have a flag. I'm not sure. I didn't see anything, but you never know.
Again, did somebody get a hand on a face mask on that? Or
they tackled him around the waist, but, again, we'll see what happens. It was a pretty quick flag off that tackle. And that is what they're going to call a face mask
it's gonna
on
be
the
a 5-yard
Broncos.
face mask, looks like. I think he signaled to the.
Yep, unintentional face mask, so not actually grabbing it and using it for the tackle, just hands on the face mask. So here we go, 1st and 5 for the Cougars. And Cougars going to go kind of like with the slot receiver spread formation like the Broncos do. They do have that H-back tight end in star there, as it's going to be a handoff to home guard, and he is wrapped up by Stephenson and Wright. After another 3-yard gain, it will be 4-yard gain, so it's going to be 2nd and 1 for the Cougars.
Yeah, Broncos getting a little bit of pushback right now, starting to get some more penetration. Again, Medina and Swisher in the middle. Like to see, again, maybe get a little earlier penetration, get a little more upfield, meet that handoff before it can get those feet going.
Dylan, that right side of the Cougar line, is able to push Johans and Swisher back, as it looks like now they're switching their strength. And it's going to be taking the snap, a quarterback keeper.
This one goes
and
nowhere.
Stephenson and Wright, Liam Fournier on that one. Meet him at the line and drive him backwards. That will either be right at the line or they're gonna give him an inch on that, so it's still going to be 3rd and 1. But a great play by Stephenson and Fournier meeting the quarterback at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, great call by the coaches, calling that linebacker blitz, reading the gap, and blowing that play up before it can get to that 1st down yard marker. Again, very similar formation we ran that QB power out of last time.
3rd and inches. They got everybody up on the line here as home guard takes a direct snap, gets the 1st down, but is brought down by Fournier after a 3-yard gain, but that will be enough for a 1st down.
Yeah, clock continues to run just past the 3-minute mark. Again, apologies, the one on screen will get updated pretty soon. Hoping to get that timed back up. Unfortunately, our play clock operator is not stopping on 1st down, so kind of hard to get us caught back up on that situation. Clock continues to run, 2:35 in the 1st quarter, 1st and 10 for the Cougars.
All right, takes
Quick
the snap,
pass.
flips it out to a receiver, and brought down again by Liam Fournier. He's just all over the field right now. Pass was caught by Trace Eaton, and
good job by Max Swisher from the defensive tackle position there, flying over and can help finish up that tackle. Liam, great job covering the screen.
Yeah, gain of 1 yard is all for the Cougars, so it'll be 2nd and 9.
And just past the 2-minute mark now. Again, Cougars on the drive, but now looking at a 2nd and long. Broncos getting some good push.
Yeah.
This another run.
Landon Dennis hands off to home guard there, and he is met at the line again by a host of Broncos. Yeah, Braden Wright and Max Swisher in there on the tackle for the Broncos to hold them to 3rd and 9 now, Dylan.
Yeah, this Bronco defensive tackle, since they switched sides and put Big Juan towards the heavier side, he has kind of been the difference, being able to push back. And now Broncos switch back, seeing if maybe they can get the Cougars in a sub here.
Yeah, great decision by the Bronco coaching staff there. Switching up the D tackles. Give them a different look here as Dennis looks to take the snap, and it's a handoff counter play to Starr, and Braden Wright's not fooled, but he unfortunately gets stiff-armed. Boozman misses the tackle, but again, Fournier in on the tackle in the backfield. Meets him right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe they're going to gain
a yard on that.
Yeah, they're going to gain a yard on it. It's going to be 4th and 7 for the Cougars.
Again, just that kind of no man's land right now. Again, watching the warm-ups, their kicker was able to consistently make it from about the 30-yard line, but again, about 8 yards shy of that. Too close to punt. We're going to see him go for it on 4th and about 7 here.
You know, there's a lot of positives in that play, Dylan. We did have him wrapped up 3 different times in the backfield. It was Fournier that finished him off, but again, some positives that were flowing to the ball the correct way here as Dennis takes the snap, rolls out to the right, finds a receiver, but he's brought down right away by Saul Duran with another beautiful open field tackle. And that pass was caught by Carl Huger for the Cougars, a sophomore. And it is going to be a turnover on downs, and Broncos will take the ball 1st and 10.
Yeah, again, just what you dream of. Again, Cougars not really have much of a vertical passing attack, just trying to get to some of their weapons. And that time, Saul Duran giving up some weight, giving up some size, but just blows that play up, brings him down one-on-one, and again, sets the Broncos up to 22 seconds left in the first quarter here. See if they can get this ball moving again. Again, wouldn't be surprised to see Broncos take a shot after a big fourth down. Got some momentum. See if they take a shot to Doherty here, 1-on-1 against Starr.
Motion by Boozman. Comes back around the quarterback. It's going to be a handoff to Stephenson, and he finds a lot of room. Bronco first down at least. He's going to have a gain of about 15 yards on that play. Is Stephenson up the middle. Found a great hole and a great cutback there for a Bronco first down.
Yeah, Jaime, someone we actually were talking about on the way over here. Just not a very many opportunities so far this year. Only have 3 carries, a couple of them called back from penalties. They're good to see him get some open space and use that athleticism to the Bronco benefits. That will be the end of the first quarter.
And with that, folks, we'll take a sponsor break and be right back for the start of the second.
H&K Plumbing and Heating, your #1 source for innovative, energy-efficient, and eco-friendly Ruud, Amana, and Navian products. Call H&K Plumbing and Heating today, 641-444-3432 for your residential plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. H&K Plumbing and Heating, located in Belmont.
Family owned and operated since 1999.
All right, we're back, Bronco fans, as Coach Faubourg and the coaching staff giving last-minute advice here before we see the start of the second quarter. We will have the Bronco offense out there, 1st and 10 after that nice 15-yard run by Jaime Stephenson.
Yeah, a little day and night game compared to what we've seen the last couple weeks. Again, a lot of passing the last couple weeks, a lot of cramps. And, again, that first quarter took a total of 20 minutes, where we're sitting this time about 8 o'clock almost pushing right into the first quarter, close to the start of the second. So
yeah, this is probably close to our most humidest night, probably temperature-wise as well, up there in the 80s. Going to be a beautiful week, back to kind of what we normally see around this time of year. And here come the Broncos.
Yeah, it's the Broncos jogging. I'd like to just shout out to all of our sponsors: Thrivent, H&K Plumbing, Waldorf Community College, Com1, Greenbelt, Clayton County Recycling, Channel Seeds. Thank you. You are the ones that make this possible, as well as everyone listening at home. If you would like to sponsor this Bronco broadcast, please reach out to myself, Dylan Block, at the high school, or you can reach out to Carl at KIOW. He will be able to get you all the information you need to sponsor the Bronco broadcast.
All right, here we go. 1st and 10 Broncos. Motion by Boozman. Another handoff to Stephenson. Looks like kind of the same play we just saw. He's able to gain, it looks like possibly a yard out of that. We are going to see a late flag, however. I'm not 100% sure who's that on.
Middle of the field.
Yeah, he was kind of standing in the middle of the Cougar lineup over there in the huddle.
Colorful language, or if a Bronco said something running by him. I
mean, the only Bronco in the area was Lamb, but I don't know.
And he's pretty soft-spoken in most cases, so.
They're going to call
illegal shift on the defense.
How does that?
I don't.
Not sure.
I don't know if I'm missing my symbols. Maybe that's a 10-yard. Maybe
yeah,
I don't.
Maybe he meant unsportsmanlike conduct. That's
maybe
both hands out, and he just
we were at 15 yards. So I'm guessing that was unsportsmanlike.
Yeah.
They just gave us 15 yards on that play.
Just accidentally did the wrong sign there, and so we're gonna say it's unsportsmanlike conduct on the Cougars, and that'll give another 15-yard advantage for the Broncos. 1st and 10 here, as they are going to be on the 29-yard line.
And again, big respect out to the officials. Again, without them, again, all this wouldn't be possible. I know a lot of teams having to be pushed to Thursday games because of the lacking officials. We appreciate everyone that does what they do. And
yep, it is going to be another handoff to Stephenson as he's able to find another cutback lane, and he's going to come close to a first down for the Broncos, bringing it all the way down to, I think, the 21, and they are going to call it a first down.
Down to the 16-yard line maybe.
Yeah, 16-yard line. Sorry about that. Help if I could tell my numbers out on the field.
Yeah, we're at a kind of weird angle here, sitting straight up from the 40-yard line, so just a little weird perspective on some looking.
Yeah, so another 15-yard carry by Stephenson there. And Broncos still in that H-back formation with Boozman leading the way.
Again, exactly what you want
to see. He goes in motion again, and fake handoff to him. It is going to be a quarterback keeper following Boozman up the hole as Hefner gets gang tackled by the Cougars, and he's still not brought down before they blow the whistle. It's going to be, from here, it looks like a 5 or 6 yard gain.
Yeah, looking probably a 2nd and maybe 4. We'll see where they end up getting the spot down. Refs gaining just about shy of the 15-yard line, so that would give us about a 4-yard gain.
Yep, looks like about a 6 yard gain, 2nd and 4. Second and a short 4 maybe. As Broncos waiting for the call in here. Got 12 seconds on the play clock.
Yeah, clock's running. Broncos have to hurry. Maybe can the motion if they have one called in. Down to 5 on the play clock and have to go quick.
As they do go in motion, Hefner does make the snap. Looks for a quick slant towards Doherty, and Doherty's covered up pretty well by Starr. So it does fall incomplete. It will be 2nd and 4 now for the Broncos.
Yeah, unfortunately, Doherty not able to cross the face of the corner. Corner does a good job maintaining inside leverage there. Does look like Bronco ball, 10-yard line. 3rd and 3 again. At this point, you know the Broncos, Coach Fallborg won another 7 on the board, so you're going to see, most likely if they can't convert here, expect to see a QB draw of some sort, at least to set up a close 4th and 1 if they don't have the look they like.
Yeah, you're looking at least 2 plays here. You're definitely in 4-down territory. Motion by Paulson. It is going to be a fake handoff. Quarterback keeper again up the middle. He finds room, and he's able to run over a Cougar into the end zone. Hefner on the quarterback keeper up the middle for a touchdown, 10-yard touchdown run for the Broncos. That's going to put them up 13-0 over the Cougars. And here we go, Doherty in for the extra point. Griff the holder. Yeah, that was Carl Hooger trying to stop Hefner. He's 5'11", 158 pounds, going against 6'4", 240. As Doherty's kick is off to the right, no good, unfortunately. And the score will stay the same. Broncos 13, Cougars nothing. With that, we'll take a quick break and be right back.
Waldorf University's Tuition Match Scholarship matches the tuition at Iowa community colleges, as well as Riverland and RCTC in Minnesota.
Waldorf matches the tuition rate, and so you're basically paying the price that you would for a community college, but for a 4-year university. So I looked at that and I was like, well, man, that's a really good deal. But yeah, I couldn't pass up paying the same tuition rate for a university as I would for a community college.
To find out more about the Tuition Match Scholarship, go to waldorf.edu/tuition match today.
Ready?
Yep. All right, welcome back, Bronco fans here. Thanks for tuning in to KIOW.com on the Belmond-Klemme Broncos video stream powered by Koloff Media. As Braden Doherty gets ready to kick the ball off, it's going to be home guard and Starr back deep for the Cougars. Again, last kickoff was a deep kick by Doherty to Starr, with Duran making a great open field tackle right as he met Starr after a 10-yard gain on the kick return. Let's see if we can't repeat that and pin him deep. And Doherty does kick it off. He goes home guard's way this time. Another deep kick, and it's going to end up going into the end zone, being a touchback. So the Cougars will start the ball on the 20. That has to be our first touchback kick in quite some time.
Yeah, Cougars actually pretty fortunate on that play. Again, that ball kind of floated up in the air on that first bounce, and the Broncos were the nearest to it. So if that bounces a little higher, Broncos might be able to get that ball back.
And here we go. So it will be 1st and 10 Cougars on the 20.
Again, appreciate everyone watching, cheering on the Broncos, and hopefully, again, next week being homecoming, hope to see you in the crowd supporting the Broncos and participating in some of our homecoming activities.
Yeah, Broncos will take on the Lake Mills Bulldogs. And it's going to be a handoff to home guard, going the other way, wrapped up by Braden Doherty and brought immediately to the ground. Jaime Stephenson as well in on the tackle. And for a minimal gain, it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Yeah, this is the Bronco defense we started to see towards the end of the game last week, really stopping the run a lot better. Again, answering that dive, again, something we really struggled with the first half, the first game against Clarion, struggling with that fullback dive. This time, in the end of last week, really picking it up and, again, beating the backfield. Looks like 2nd and maybe short 8.
Yeah, 2nd and 8. I, again, can't count the yardage there as Dennis looks to take the snap for the Cougars. He does, fumbles the ball, though. Braden Doherty's on top of him. He's able to scramble out of that, but he gets hit from Fournier. I'm guessing, yes, Liam Fournier having himself a night on defense as he's able to bring the quarterback down after he escapes from Doherty. And that's going to be a huge loss for the Cougars as it will end up being 3rd and 20. I think 3rd and 20 for the Cougars here on this next play.
Broncos bringing a dime look here, subbing Settle out for Griffin. Just to have a little more, I think, ball skill in the air maybe. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe just a little more size. We saw Kyson Lamb rotating last week. This time Griffin now being back, rotating that left corner spot as Sal ran off the field. Again, did not appear to have any injuries. He ran off under his own power, no limp. So,
and here we go, Dennis with the step back throw, looking deep, and Hefner's able to break it up, almost intercepted. Pass was intended for Hoosier for the Cougars, and again knocked down, almost intercepted by Hefner. It's going to be 4th and long. I would assume we're going to see the Cougar punt team.
Yeah, Hefner, who I believe had 6 interceptions last year in limited games, still looking for, I believe, first one of the year.
Had his first against Clarion. Yep, had his first against Clarion.
Looking to kind of build on that. Makes a good play on that ball because the receiver was able to sneak behind the corner on that side. Looked like Wyatt Boozman.
Yeah, Bo Starr there back for the Cougars is going to be the punter, and our returner for the Broncos is going to be Braden Wright. And looks like a timeout is going to be called by the Cougars. We'll take it as well here at KIOW.com. And
Bronco fans, score big with fast fiber from Com1, the local one. Our fast fiber internet will let you stream your Broncos when you can't make it to the game. Find out more online at com1net.net today. Good luck to our Belmond-Klemme Broncos from Com1, the local one, serving Hancock, Wright, and Humboldt County neighborhoods with friendly, fast fiber you can count on. See us at com1net.net today.
Oh, yeah. All right, we're back, Bronco fans here. It's going to be 4th and very long for the Cougars. They'll go ahead and try to punt it off. Hopefully we're sending the house on the punt block here. Bo Starr back to punt the ball for the Cougars. Braden Wright back to receive it for the Broncos.
Yeah, again, Broncos had the block punt last week. We'll see if, again, they get that early rush. Watching just on film, though, Cougars get that punt off quick. Not looking for much distance, just to get it off clean. And
yeah, Johans with the punt block last week. And he does make it almost there as Starr gets it off. Braden Wright has a full sprint at the ball as he catches it. He is brought back down at the 25-yard line. So the Broncos almost gain all that yardage back on the kick return by punt return by Braden Wright. Nice job, Broncos, as we'll see 1st and 10 from the 25.
Yeah, netted just about 10 yards on that punt. Again, great job, Braden Wright, making a tough catch on a full sprint. And still falls forward in that last bit of contact. Again, Broncos looking at the huddle. I don't see Wyden, so most likely looking at our slot formation. Unless he was, but it is Griffin in, so we do have that slot formation.
Paulson, hard to tell. Half his jersey's black, half of it's white. And Hefner looks to take the snap here, and he does. It is a fake pitch to Stephenson, but he swings a pass out to him as well, and he's able to gain 4 or 5 yards before he's brought down by the Cougars. That's going to be brought down by Lane Rose for the Cougars. And that'll be a gain of 4, 2nd and 6 for the Broncos.
Yeah, kind of a quick whistle there. Jaime was able to kind of go through him, kind of spotted right on contact.
It looked like when he initially met him, his knee went down, Dylan,
right.
So that might have been what happened because it does look like he almost lost the ball, too. The Cougars were kind of pointing at it. But Ruben Guido back in the ball game after a high ankle sprain for his first look here at halfback. And it is going to be an option run his way. Hefner's going to keep it, though. And he's going to take it himself for a Bronco first down to, looks like the 14-yard line maybe, 15, 14-yard line.
Yeah,
on the far side there.
Much better that time. Again, we saw last week run that speed option. Unfortunately, just didn't quite run in a great situation. This time, much better. Hefner making the defensive lineman choose and was just faster than him.
Yeah, Hefner does. He was taken down on the 15. It is going to be a Bronco first down, however. As Guido stays in the game, we're going to have the slot receiver look with Paulson.
Yeah, big look there as Van Loo just had to run off the
by
field.
Ruben, and it's going to be a swing pass out to him, but it's at his feet as they're running after it, because if that was a backwards pass, it is considered a fumble. And but it does go out of bounds. We'll see, though, if they do rule it a fumble. Oh, they don't. They're going to bring it back. They are going to rule it a
back
fumble.
To the 20-yard line.
That it went out of bounds. So that's the same as a fumble, and it'll be a 5-yard loss for the Broncos on that throw.
Yeah, Broncos actually catch a break on that since they ruled that a fumble, just kept rolling because, again, Ruben wasn't really running after it, not quite sure what was happening there.
As Hefner looks for the snap, Boozman now goes in motion. It's going to be a fake handoff. looking for a tight end seam to Johans, goes through his hands, unfortunately, going to fall incomplete. So it will be 3rd and long now, 3rd and 15 for the Broncos.
Yeah, great play call there, and actually have the tight end seam open. Unfortunately, I don't think Johans got his head around quick enough, or Brody put just a little too much on that ball. But
yeah, it was a beautifully called pass, just unfortunately wasn't executed, and lived to play another down here as Paulson re-enters the game. We'll go back to that slot look.
Yeah, same in that situation again. It's 4th down territory, so you're looking to, worst case scenario, try to cut this in half, give yourself a chance on 4th down. Worst thing you can do is go backwards.
7:02 in the half here as Hefner takes the snap, fake handoff to Guido. Hefner rolls out, has to avoid being tackled in the backfield, takes it himself, and he's able to gain a lot of those yards back, sets it up for a 4th and manageable here as he is going to be about 3 yards short of the first down, I think, Dylan.
Yeah,
maybe 2.
Spot.
2 yards short. And
so I'd say just about 3 yards short.
So, yep, 4th down and 3 here for the Broncos as Hefner scrambles and is able to find some green grass on that rollout.
Yeah, picks up 12, gives us a chance on this 4th down. Again, Broncos a little slow with the call, down to 10 on the play clock. Might have to burn a timeout here in this important 4th down.
Yeah, 7 seconds left. We're just going to have to hurry it up a little bit as Hefner goes under center.
And Coach Fallberg does get the timeout in.
Yep, Fallberg didn't like going down that far, so he does call a timeout. We'll take a timeout ourselves and be right back.
Greenbelt Bank and Trust in Belmont has the financial products and services to satisfy your personal and business needs. With electronic banking, checking and savings accounts, as well as loans, insurance, and trust services, count on Central Iowa's premier bank, Greenbelt Bank and Trust in Belmont, and go Broncos.
Ready?
Yep. All right, we're back, Bronco fans, here as Coach Fallberg's trying to dial up that 4-yard play, 5-yard play to get us that first down, if not get us in the end zone. We are on the 7-yard line. 4th and 3, 6:13 to go in the half here. Broncos lead 13-0 over the Cougars. And still waiting on that Bronco huddle here as taking their time.
Again,
Cougars defense is out there.
We've seen 2 looks out of that. When that quarterback sneaks up, we'll see if they come back to it. Again, our traditional look at that is Brody see if he can just push forward and follow Parker right north-south, get the extra yards. But we also saw last week against Newman that turned almost a pop pass as he take just 1 step back and float out for that huge touchdown to Doherty.
Turned into a 58-yard touchdown for Braden Doherty. So, yeah, they won't be crowding the middle anymore. At least they'll have to take a chance of crowding the middle. But here we go. Hefner in the shotgun as of now. And he does try and draw off the Cougars offsides. I believe they do.
Yep,
they are going to call offsides on the Cougars, so it is going to be a 5-yard gain, and that should be a Bronco first down, 1st and goal.
Yeah, great hard count by Brody, able to get about 3 or 4 Cougars jumping offsides there. As they step it off, looks like about the 4, maybe 3-yard line. Yeah, they're Booth's calling it the 3-yard line.
Yep, 3-yard line. So 3 to go before we can up the score some more, Dylan.
Power back.
Hefner does take the snap. It is a handoff to Guido, and Guido walks into the end zone for another Bronco touchdown. It will be Ruben's first touchdown of the year as well, as a little extra celebration in the end zone puts Guido on the ground. And so here we go. Broncos are up 19-0 right now. As let's see if it looks like Fallberg's probably going to go for 2 to try and get to that main score of 21 here to go 3 scores ahead of the AGWSR Cougars. And, yep, it does look like they are going to keep the offense out there, go for 2.
Again, we've seen a couple different looks on 2-point conversions this year with that throwback screen. This one looking a lot more.
Yeah, so far it's been that tight end screen here. And that is not going to be the case as Hefner has to scramble. He throws it up. A wide open Kyson Lamb is able to catch it and bring it in for the 2-point conversion. Nice scramble drill by Lamb. And it's going to be converted. That will bring the Broncos score 21, AGWSR Cougars 0. And with that, we will cut to a sponsor break here at KIOW.com and be right back.
Clayton County Recycling of Belmont and Kensett. Turn unwanted items into cash. Clayton County Recycling will buy, scrap iron and metals, car bodies, industrial scrap, heavy equipment, farm machinery, aluminum, and copper. On-site pickup and dumpster service available too. Clayton County Recycling of Belmont and Kensett, serving communities in northern Iowa and southern Minnesota. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Saturdays, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Clayton County Recycling online at ccrrecycling.com.
All right, we're back, Bronco fans. Braden Doherty getting ready to kick it off. Home guard and Star looking to receive. So far, the Broncos have controlled the ground game and the air game as they lead 21-0 against the Cougars. Good to see the Bronco rushing attack able to get some attempts and find the end zone. Ruben Guido finding the end zone for the first time this year. As Doherty's kick goes in the middle, it's going to be Star to receive it this time. And Braden Wright misses the tackle, and Star runs over Lincoln Lamb, unfortunately, but Lincoln Lamb able to hold on and get the tackle along with Gael Castillo as well on the kickoff team for the Broncos. Good to see those young guys getting some action on special teams. As here we go for the Bronco defense, going to be 1st and 10 for the Cougars with favorable field advantage here as they're up to...
we got a block in the back, bringing it way back.
Didn't even see that flag there as the pillar's in the way here. Middle of the windows, so they're going to call block in the back on the Cougars on the return, so that'll bring them all the way back to the 15-yard line. Huge break for the Broncos.
Yeah, I'm sure Lincoln Lamb's not really too thankful for that flag. Still had to take that hit, and again was able to hold on for your life. Tough kid, and
yeah, he's all right. He's a tough kid. Here we go. Dennis waiting for the snap here for the Cougars. Takes it, handoff to home guard. He's met by Wright and Stephenson right at the line as they pick him up and drive him backwards.
Yeah, great start for the Bronco defense. After a kind of rough first drive, has kind of figured some stuff out, able to get in the backfield, get some easy pushes up front, kind of getting this Cougar offense tired.
A lot of linebackers just sitting in the hole waiting to explode, and that's what we've done so far. As it's always good to see your 3 linebackers leading the tackle chart and not your safeties, not your corners. And that's what we've seen so far between Stephenson, Wright, and Fournier.
Yeah, the great situation the Broncos in. They have 2 safeties that can handle their own deep, so the linebackers are able to fly a little more, be a little more aggressive, and trust your deep coverage.
Here we go. Dennis takes the snap, looking to pass for the Cougars. He's being rushed. He does get the pass over the middle, and it's dropped as the Cougar was wide open. That's going to be Trace Eaton. One of the 2. Sorry about that.
It's Eaton.
Thank you, Dylan.
Yeah.
And it'll end up being 3rd and 10 for the Cougars.
Yeah, Broncos defense, again, kind of fortunate there. Kind of let him run that seam. Brody a little shallow on that. As we kind of get our safeties rotating, and almost, couldn't quite tell if that was a cover 2, cover 3 look. Must have been cover 3 if Brody's covering middle of the field.
Yeah, he kind of found that pocket, and luckily he dropped it for the Broncos. That would have definitely been a Cougar first down. Cougars going with a trips formation as he rolls towards the trips, and it's going to be a tackle by Medina in the backfield along with Swisher. There is a flag, folks, so we'll see. Could possibly be holding. That's usually the call in that case. Yeah, and it is going to be a holding on the Cougars. If I were the Broncos, I would decline it, though. That way it's going to be 4th and deep. It is declined. Good job, Coach Faubourg there, as it will be 4th and long, and we will see the Cougar punt team more than likely.
Again, Broncos good return last time. Braden Wright catching on the run. Again, Bo Star just was able to get it off before Bronco hands got on it, so we'll see if the Broncos send a little more pressure.
Johans got close again, and Bo Star again back to punt. Braden Wright back to receive. And some early movement. And they're going to call it on the Broncos.
Looks like Swisher jumped on the right side.
I saw 3 Cougars bob their heads there, but somehow they missed that, and they're going to call Swisher on the encroachment. It'll move them up 5 yards. Won't change the situation, though, as the Cougars will still punt this away.
Again, look at 4th and 10. Cougars just trying to save some field position here. Get to the half. only down 3 scores, 4:53 left in the half here.
And Star's able to punt this one off almost again by Johans. Gets it cleanly though to the right, and he's able to gain a couple yards before being brought down. Almost tripped himself, but he was eventually brought down by Tristan Dennis, the other Dennis brother. And looks like right at midfield, 50-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Broncos.
Yeah, Broncos just shy of the 5-minute mark here. Moving up, maybe I don't. There we're getting it set. Just shy of the 50, or just looks like on the 50-yard line. Just under 5 minutes left. Broncos looking to add one more score here before the half. As we have a little late sub, Griffin Paulson runs off, so most likely to see in that H-back formation.
Yep, it will be Boozman in there at the H-back. Jaime Stephenson as the running back, so the Broncos have a running back rotation going. Motion by Boozman. It's going to be a handoff to Stephenson, but he's met right in the backfield at the handoff. He's met by number 4 for the Cougars, Brady Abbas.
Yeah, right side of the Bronco offensive line there, just a little slow out of their stance. As we see both Carver Buchanan and Max Swisher, left tackle, left guard, about 15 yards down the field on that one.
Yeah, not sure if that was supposed to be one of those option plays where he also has a passing option as well, but unfortunately lived to play another down here as it's going to be 2nd and long for the Broncos. Stephenson still in at running back. Paulson in at the slot receiver. He goes in motion. It's going to be a fake handoff to him. Roll out to the right. Has to come back as he gets pressure. Nice block by Stephenson. He finds Griff Paulson. Unfortunately, it falls incomplete as he has to come back around this way to the field. Again, Paulson was sitting there in a nice little window, just unfortunately a little too out of his reach. Going to fall incomplete. 3rd and long now. It will be 3rd and 13 for the Broncos.
Yeah, again,
4 minutes to go here, Dylan.
Brody playmaking, and unfortunately not able to get back and set his feet in time to get to the ball. Paulson with some catch and run ability. Also had Lamb working his way back to the ball as well. Unfortunately, just the throwing lane never opened up for Hefner.
Yeah, Hefner dealing with a lot of pressure out there tonight from the defensive line and linebackers of the Cougars. Blaze Paulson with the motion this time as Hefner again gets wrapped up by 3 Cougars, and he's brought down this time, unfortunately, for the first sack of the night for the Cougars. It's going to be brought down by number 51, Cale Dodd, and number 62, Van Lowe. So, again, that'll bring 4th and long. I would more than likely guess we're going to see the Bronco punt team.
Yeah, we do have a timeout from AGWSR here, looking to save a little time, maybe get some points at the end of the half. With that, we're going to take a quick break from our sponsors at Channel Seeds, and we'll be back after this.
At the heart of the new and enhanced Channel Seed are the relationships we build with our farmers. You'll experience expert guidance on your farm through year-round customized service provided by your local Channel Seed Pro. In Goodell and Kanawha, talk with Tom Burke of Crop Builder LLC. He has over 5 decades of experience and is now offering Channel Seeds and Bayer Chemistry. Call 641-512-8131 and go Broncos from Tom Burke, your Channel Seeds dealer in Goodell, Belmond, Klemme, and surrounding areas.
All right, we're back, Bronco fans, as the Cougars defense is out there. Here comes the Bronco offense. It is going to be 4th and quite a while here.
They're marking a 4th and 20. It might even be farther than that.
As the Broncos are going to punt this one away. We'll see Braden Doherty punt it. Hopefully we can give him some good blocking up front so we can see that Braden Doherty punting from what we saw from last year, averaging over 30 or 40 yards a punt.
Yeah, Bo Starr back to return for the Cougars, so definitely an athlete back there.
And Doherty is going to get a nice clean punt off this time. It is end over end, so it will get that Doherty bounce. It does go past Starr. And the Broncos are able to race down there and down it. Jaime Stephenson getting it down there as it sat at the 21-yard line.
Good job by the Broncos. Again, just one thing that just kind of nitpicks me is, again, you're trying to burn some clock here. Again, why rush to touch the ball? Just make the refs blow the whistle, see if you can steal 2 or 3 more seconds at the end of that.
Those good old young guys, they're just eager to get the ball there, Dylan, as Stephenson, a sophomore out there, just a gamer.
Again, I guess in high school, again, if you let it sit, they basically removed the fumble rule, so Starr could have picked it up, and even if he fumbles the snap, they still get the ball.
Here we go. Dennis takes the snap for the Cougars, looking to pass, chucks it up, and it is going to fall incomplete as Starr dives for the ball. will be 2nd and 10 Cougars.
Had the step on Paulson. Unfortunately, just sent a little too much on that ball. Actually, a pretty good deep ball out of Dennis. Again, both Paulsons over in the area in that coverage. Like to see Blaze slide a little more over in that safety spot.
Yeah, good to see the brothers out there finally for this game.
As I believe Griffin's reiterating what I just said to Blaze. He wants him to slide a little more over, give him help over top.
Blaze and Griffin out there. I believe I called him Brody a few times last week, so I do apologize there, Blaze. As Brody, the older brother, watching from the sidelines. And it is going to be another swing pass out here for the Cougars. It is complete. Brought down after a few yards by Liam Fournier again. Pass was caught by Carl Huger.
Gotta imagine Liam, just with this first half, has got to be pushing on to the 8 to 10 tackle range already. Can just been everywhere all over the field for this Bronco defense.
So it'll be 3rd and 6 now for the Cougars.
Just about to pass this 3-minute mark left in the half. We'll see what Coach Faubourg and this Bronco defense has to get the ball stopped here and still have time with 2 timeouts left to get a score here at the end of the half.
Here we go, motion by Starr. Dennis takes the snap.
It is that fake screen
looks
wheel.
That way to the
there.
trip side, almost knocked down, and it is going to be intercepted by Hefner. There is going to be a flag back here. Let's hope it's not roughing the passer. If it is, unfortunately, it will negate the Bronco interception. If it's not, if it's holding, the Bronco interception will stand, and Hefner will have his 2nd interception of the year.
Again,
let's see, refs are deciding here.
I'm not sure if the quarterback was much hit there. We'll see if he
did pick himself up off the ground. That's what made me wonder here. Let's see what they call.
They're looking to the.
And it is going to be a roughing the passer on the Broncos. That's going to be a 1st down for the Cougars, and instead of the Bronco interception. So unfortunately, Swisher was the only one back there. I believe he was the
recipient.
Yeah, recipient of that roughing the passer call. And that will move the Cougars up 15 yards.
To the 40-yard line.
Yeah, and a 1st down for them rather than a turnover for the Broncos. 2:41 to go in the half here. Broncos up 21-0. It's going to be a Cougar 1st down.
Again, not kind of tough to weigh that roughing the passer. Did not see it happen live. If it was a kind of bang-bang play or if it was all too late. Again, love, the aggressiveness getting after the quarterback. And, again, sometimes you have to live with those with a player like Max, who is such a good pass rusher from the inside. We'll see if he can kind of clean this up and get the ball back now.
Just an aggressive young man, and we can afford to take that penalty, as it's going to be home guard back there taking the direct snap. Johans is being held like crazy, and they're going to call it. Good deal. As Johans trying to break away, should have had a great open field tackle, instead was held on, and it is going to be the Paulson brothers in on the tackle, Blaze and Griffin, but it will come back for a holding on the Cougars, I would bet.
Yeah, great job by Johan stacking the tackle and able to get off. And
that is the call, Dylan, so it will back them up 10 yards from the spot of the foul. So it will be more than likely 1st and 20.
It looks like, from the spot, 1st 20 from their own 30-yard line, just like that. Puts the Broncos in a good situation here defensively, forcing the Cougars to play behind the sticks again. Again, 2.5 minutes here left in the half. Clock is going to run.
And here we go. Dennis looking to take the snap. They are in that slot formation. And he does look for a screen pass, it kind of looked like, throwing it out there. No one home, though. It is going to fall incomplete. 2nd and 20 for the Cougars.
Yeah, it appeared to be kind of a tight end tunnel screen there, and the tight end just was a step slow and not quite ready for the ball. I think Bronco pressure got in there a little quicker than the quarterback would like. As now the Broncos looking defensively, 2nd and 20, 2:24 left here in the half, and again, if they can get 1 or 2 more stops here, just under 2 minutes left in the ball, this Bronco offense we have seen been able to be explosive with Doherty and Lamb down the field.
Dennis does take the snap, looks for a pass downfield. Hoosiers got Hefner beat, but fortunately he's not able to bring it in. Falls incomplete right through his hands. It'll be 3rd and long now for the Cougars.
Yeah, unfortunate for the Cougars, fortunate for the Broncos. That ball was placed right where it had to be. One of the best throws I've seen all season from any team.
It was a very nice pass by Dennis to Hoosier there.
Again, as we
right
talked,
over the shoulder.
As we talked pregame, this Cougar offense has not had a lot of glimpses of downfield success, but the one thing they have succeeded in is a lot of the receivers are averaging about 30 yards long for the reception, so they aren't afraid to go push the ball downfield.
Yeah, Cougars facing two of the top defenses in the state right now, Nashua Plainfield and West Hancock, the first two games. So here we go, Dennis back with a shotgun pass. Looking over the middle, it's tipped, and it falls incomplete before it reaches anybody. It is going to be 4th and long now for the Cougars. I'm not sure who got their hand in on it.
Probably looks like Johans is the near end, so either Johans or Medina on this side was able to get their mid up and knock it down. Again, most likely going to see a punt here out of Star. Johans just a couple inches off of a block twice.
Yep,
we'll see.
Star going back to punt it. Wright going back for the Broncos to receive it.
And Star way back there, about 15, almost 20 yards behind the snapper to give himself just a little more time.
And it's almost doesn't get to him. He's going to
run it because he was not able to get it off.
He does try and punt it, though. And
it was touched by the Bronco, I think.
Either way,
I'm not sure.
Either way, it's the Bronco.
And they're pointing towards Cougar ball. I don't know if it bounced off a Bronco on that kick. Because they are pointing AGWSR's way, 1st and 10. What a weird play.
Yeah, but how?
Again, if that punt goes off, if a player, again, hits, even if it's not to the line.
It did hit Blaze Paulson, unfortunately. He did put his hand up there, and it did hit his hand, come off his hand. So I guess.
And then a bunch of Broncos jumped in the pile.
Yeah,
so
an unfortunate thing as Star scrambled and then punted it at the last second right into one of our guys. And then they were able to fall on it, but
they're flipping
here.
the chain. No, maybe they're not flipping the chain. Yeah, they're flipping the chain, so they got the call corrected, looks like.
Yeah, they're rediscussing it.
I believe it doesn't count a touch if it's a block punt, but if that punt is already away,
yeah,
it's a little confusion still. Not quite.
Yeah, not quite sure because it was definitely on the ground, but they are sending.
The chains have flipped.
Yeah.
The chains are pointing towards the Bronco offensive way.
And we do have the Bronco offense coming out. We now do have the Cougar defense coming out. So still some confusion.
Again, that as long as it was on the blocked attempt, that touch is not going to count against the Broncos. The only thing that matters is if it's after
the punt
is away.
It went off the ground, went off Paulson's hand, and then because Paulson's hand knocked it down after it went off the ground. So technically, I'm not 100% sure how you call that, Dylan.
This is an interesting situation because the punt did also not get back to the line of scrimmage, so we're looking at a lot of different weird situations.
Let's see here.
Some clarification.
We'll see if we get a call.
It is going to be Broncos.
1st and 10 Broncos. So at least that's the good part.
That's again, these officials have their job cut out because that's not an easy call either way. A lot of variables going into that play and a lot of contact hitting on that play.
I'm not sure I've even seen that for a while. So
I am glad I'm not in their job and I'm wearing stripes right now.
And here we go. So it will be 1st and 10 on the 30 for the Broncos. A huge break for the Broncos with 2:02 to go in the half. We'll see if we can't put it in the end zone one more time and go up big and carry that momentum into halftime. And here we go. Broncos in that slot receiver formation with Paulson. Hefner takes the snap, runs the option, keeps it himself, and he's able to gain enough for a 1st down and be brought down by the Cougars. It is going to be a gain of 11 or 12, so it will be a Bronco 1st down on that carry.
And we are going to have
an injury timeout for the Cougars. It looks like he's able to. Well, nope, he went back down. So we'll go ahead and take a sponsor break as well and be.
Financial planning can help keep your personal goals on track. But for some of us, a financial plan looks more like this. It includes building a legacy for your loved ones, college savings for your little ones. Maybe you're passionate about giving back to your community, or you want to pay it forward to causes you care about. At Thrivent, our business is helping guide your finances, but our ambition is to make it mean so much more. Thrivent, where money means more.
See Josh Fauborg, Brian Kapka, or Michael Jennison in Belmond today. 641-444-3214.
H&K Plumbing and Heating, your #1 source for innovative, energy-efficient, and eco-friendly Ruud, Amana, and Navian products. Call H&K Plumbing and Heating today, 641-444-3432 for your residential plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. H&K Plumbing and Heating, located in Belmont.
Family owned and operated since 1999.
Waldorf University's Tuition Match Scholarship matches the tuition at Iowa community colleges, as well as Riverland and RCTC in Minnesota.
Waldorf matches the tuition rate, and so you're basically paying the price that you would for a community college, but for a four-year university. So I looked at that and I was like, well, man, that's a really good deal. But yeah, I couldn't pass up paying the same tuition rate for a university as I would for a community college.
To find out more about the Tuition Match Scholarship, go to waldorf.edu.
All right, we're back, Bronco fans. Hoffmeister able to come off on his own power. Looked like a shoulder or arm injury as Hefner looks for a quick seam route to Johans. Johans catches it, and he gets in the end zone. We do have a flag really quick right at the goal line, but again, if it stands, going to be a connection from Hefner to Johans, going back to that play previously, as Johans is thanking Coach Faaborg for letting him have another shot at it as he gets in the end zone for another Bronco score. If it holds up, it will be 27-0 in favor of the Broncos. Let's see here, as it looks like it is going to hold up. Broncos going to, yep, it is going to be a touchdown for the Broncos. Connection from Hefner to Johans for the score. That'll be Johans' first touchdown. He has had two two-point conversions so far, but his first actual score, as we're going to see a different, we're going to see a different kicker in here for the extra point. Let's see here. That is going to be Ben Jeffers, as he is able to get it up and good. He's going to go 1 for 1 on the career, is the freshman Ben Jeffers for the Broncos. And that's going to bring the score Broncos 28, AGWSR Cougars 0. We'll be right back here after this break for
Waldorf University in Forest City allows you connections with professors on a personal level, and they're invested in your success. Waldorf student and softball player Janessa Weston.
Having that background and having him be able to say, like, so you have these classes to get your major now, but you can add an extra major. So he encouraged me to, like, you could add operations management, and he's like, you don't have to, but this would benefit you because it would add more on your resume, it'd add more to your skills and all that stuff.
Let Waldorf's faculty put their experience to work for you. Find out how at waldorf.edu today. Waldorf University, the AND school.
Ready?
Yep. All right, we're back, Bronco fans, as Braden Doherty gets in there for the kickoff. Ben Jeffers stepping in for the extra point, the freshman who's been kind of a standout AAU soccer player in his youth. So good to see him out for football and good to see him finding that kicking role and contributing for the Broncos. As pretty good track athlete as well in junior high. Here we go, Braden Doherty with the kickoff. It is nice and deep to Starr, as he has the over-shoulder catch it, and he's going to be brought down at about the 28-yard line by Ruben Guido for the Broncos.
Yeah, just a minute and a half mark left in the half here. Bronco defense starting to play even faster, as I don't believe we've had even any subs, except for 72. It looks like Braden Hardema checks into the game. As Swisher gets a break here on defense.
Yep, looks like Swisher's on the sideline with a break. Hardema in the ball game alongside Medina.
Yeah, great time for the Broncos to actually let some players get some experience, sitting up 28-0 right now.
And
just about bad down by Doherty.
Home guard. Nice little run there, but met by a wall of Broncos as they wrestle him to the ground after about a 7-yard gain.
Yeah, good job by the Broncos throwing the ball. Home guard just pumping his feet forward and able to get 2 or 3 more yards on top of that. Doherty maybe just a fingertip away from batting that swing screen down, though.
Cougars now 2nd and 2. As a handoff to home guard, he is going to get a first down, but he is tripped up by Braden Wright and brought down by Hardema. Cougars going to go in their hurry-up offense with 1:08 to go here in the half. As 1st and 10 for the Cougars. As Dennis looks for a pass now. Goes deep to Starr. It's going to be overthrown. and fall incomplete. That's going to stop the clock. 57 ticks left on the clock. It will be 2nd and 10 for the Cougars.
Yeah, the Cougars definitely pushing the ball down the field, and the Cougar receivers actually getting behind the defense. Unfortunate for the Cougar fans, though, not able to bring those passes in.
Yeah, Landon Dennis, a sophomore, only 5'7", throws quite a nice ball, Dylan.
And that ball just kind of floats up there, and unfortunately, even out through some of his good receivers, his good athletes out there.
And here we go, 2nd and 10 for the Cougars. Let's see if the Broncos can stop them here. And Dennis looking to pass again, does throw it over to the sideline. Almost knocked away by Hefner. It was over his head, though, falls incomplete. Going to be 3rd and 10 Cougars.
Yeah, Cougars looking for a flag.
There's a lot of movement, a lot of pre-snap movement on the Cougars, though. It's hard to believe why I'm the only one seeing that, as the slot receiver definitely flinched before they snapped the ball. But, again, that's all right. It did fall incomplete, so we will go to 3rd and 10.
That's a lot of times what I tell my basketball boys is when you're up such a big deficit right now, 20-0, don't expect those little calls. Again, you'd love to see them, but refs let a lot more things go when you're down this far, just letting the game play. And, again, we'll see the Cougars 3rd and 10, what they can do with it.
We are going to see a trips formation, and Dennis is going to roll towards that as he's able to throw it underneath. Almost picked off by Jaime Stephenson, but knocked away. It'll be 4th and 10 Cougars with 44 seconds to go here in the half.
Yeah, Broncos, good stop. Again, the question now is Cougars go for it here when you're down such a big deficit, or do you punt it away and try to get the Broncos out of any good field position? As it looks like kind of Bo Starr is...
Yeah, it does look like the punting team's
back to the punt.
Getting ready here. Could be a time for a fake. You never know, as we did not bring our punt team on, or at least maybe Braden Wright's not able to return it, as Blaze Paulson is now our back deep guy.
It looks like just getting some different guys reps maybe.
Starr able to get that punt off. It is a low line drive, but it does get a Cougar bounce. Stops short at the 29-yard line as a Cougar downs it, and it will be Broncos 1st and 10, 36 seconds to go.
I need to see what Coach Fowler does if he just lets it go into the half, takes a kneel, and again looks to kick it off, or if he does take a shot here, knowing that Cougars get the ball back after half, as the Broncos elected to receive to start the game.
Yeah, you never want to let up, but I certainly understand if we take a knee and take it to halftime here, Dylan.
Again, I'm sure it's going to all
It does look, though.
It does look like.
It looks like we're going to run something here. We got a trips formation out to the right. Hefner in shotgun. He is going to quick look for a pass, that rocket pass to Doherty. He's got a wide open field. Nice blocking by the receivers, and he's going to have a Bronco 1st down as he lays the hit on a Cougar over there on the sideline. You could hear the smack up here, Dylan, and it is going to be knocked out of bounds, though, so the clock will stop. 28 seconds to go now. Yeah, there is a flag back here, though, Dylan. Yep. I'm not sure what they're going to call. That is kind of in the holding range.
You might either have a quick hold or they're kind of jogging it back. I haven't seen a signal yet. They say the number to the side, so it is going to be a hold, looks like. As they spot it, yeah, it looks to be 10 yards back.
Yep, so it'll be 1st and long. It'll negate that nice play from Hefner to Doherty. It'll be 1st and 20 now for the Broncos.
Again, running a 4 shell here for AGWSR, trying just not to get beat deep.
Yeah, Hefner's going to roll that same way towards the trips. He's going to look downfield, can't find anything. Gets hit from the back, though, as it's going to fall incomplete. 2nd and long now for the Broncos, 19 seconds. As Hefner took a shot to the back there.
Yeah, just at that point when you see quarterback take a hit, you wonder if Coach Fowler just kind of waves the flag here in the half. 19 seconds to go. 2nd and 20 after the hold. Again, don't want to take any kind of weird shots to get somebody hurt here before the half. Going healthy with a 28-0 lead.
And it looks like they're kind of huddled up like that's going to happen here.
Yeah, it looks like hands on hip, so unless it's going to be some dummy play, it does look like it's going to be just to kneel down and let the clock run to half.
Yep, Hefner's going to go underneath here. As they're going to actually take
a delay a game. They didn't get the kneel off in time.
Did the play clock not reset? they're kind of standing there wondering if the play clock reset, but nope. I guess they're going to
Yeah,
move him
march
back
off.
another 5 yards.
I believe it did, because the Broncos were really slow out of that huddle. Again, they were in victory formation, or what they call victory formation for the kneel, so
they are going to kneel it down and more than likely take it to halftime.
Doesn't
here.
really change anything.
As a 2nd and very long, and they do so, and everybody kind of walks off the field accepting that, and it is going to go to halftime, folks. So Dylan and I will also go to halftime, and we will be back with the Broncos up 28-0 over the Cougars.
Bronco fans, score big with fast fiber from COM1, the local one. Our fast fiber internet will let you stream your Broncos when you can't make it to the game. Find out more online at com1net.net today. Good luck to our Belmond-Klemme Broncos from COM1, the local one, serving Hancock, Wright, and Humboldt County neighborhoods with friendly, fast fiber you can count on. See us at com1net.net today.
Greenbelt Bank and Trust in Belmont has the financial products and services to satisfy your personal and business needs. With electronic banking, checking and savings accounts, as well as loans, insurance, and trust services, count on Central Iowa's premier bank, Greenbelt Bank and Trust in Belmont, and go Broncos.
Clayton County Recycling of Belmond and Kensett. Turn unwanted items into cash. Clayton County Recycling will buy scrap iron and metals, car bodies, industrial scrap, heavy equipment, farm machinery, aluminum, and copper. On-site pickup and dumpster service available too. Clayton County Recycling of Belmond and Kensett, serving communities in northern Iowa and southern Minnesota. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Saturdays, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Clayton County Recycling online at ccrrecycling.com.
At the heart of the new and enhanced Channel Seed are the relationships we build with our farmers. You'll experience expert guidance on your farm through year-round customized service provided by your local Channel Seed Pro. In Goodell and Kanawha, talk with Tom Burke of Crop Builder LLC. He has over 5 decades of experience and is now offering Channel Seeds and Bayer chemistry. Call 641-512-8131 and go Broncos from Tom Burke, your Channel Seeds dealer in Goodell, Belmond, Klemme, and surrounding areas.
Financial planning can help keep your personal goals on track. But for some of us, a financial plan looks more like this. It includes building a legacy for your loved ones, college savings for your little ones. Maybe you're passionate about giving back to your community, or you want to pay it forward to causes you care about. At Thrivent, our business is helping guide your finances, but our ambition is to make it mean so much more. Thrivent, where money means more.
See Josh Fauborg, Brian Kapka, or Michael Jennison in Belmond today. 641-444-3214.
Financial planning can help keep your personal goals on track. But for some of us, a financial plan looks more like this. It includes building a legacy for your loved ones, college savings for your little ones. Maybe you're passionate about giving back to your community, or you want to pay it forward to causes you care about. At Thrivent, our business is helping guide your finances, but our ambition is to make it mean so much more. Thrivent, where money means more.
See Josh Fauborg, Brian Kapka, or Michael Jennison in Belmond today. 641-444-3214.
H&K Plumbing and Heating, your number one source for innovative, energy-efficient, and eco-friendly Ruud, Amana, and Navian products. Call H&K Plumbing and Heating today, 641-444-3432 for your residential plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. H&K Plumbing and Heating, located in Belmond.
Family owned and operated since 1999.
All right, we're back, Bronco fans, for the halftime report. Just a little bit under a minute before the second half starts, as my partner Dylan Block here has the summary for the first half.
Yeah, Broncos started off with the ball on a nightmare situation on the opening kickoff as Sal Duran kind of fields it as he's running into the end zone. Flips his hips around, was brought down about the 2-yard line, but Broncos able to make Pater on that nice long 99-yard drive with a pass from Brody Hefner to Griff Paulson at just about the 6.5-minute mark in the first quarter. Extra point was good by Doherty on that one. Then no scoring happened until the second quarter, where the Broncos were able to get a nice 10-yard run from Brody Hefner to push the lead up to a Broncos 13, Cougars nothing. After that, Ruben Guido got his first rushing touchdown of the season, followed up by a 2-point conversion completion from Hefner to Lamb. And our last score that put the score where we're at right now at 28-0 was a Brody Hefner to Jackson Johans 18-yard touchdown pass in a little tight end leak seam. And the Broncos really driving. Unfortunately, going to have to kick off here, so we'll see that Bronco defense to start the second half.
Yeah, Broncos with about as good a first half as you can get offensively, defensively as well. A lot of stops. When your three linebackers are leading the tackle chart, that always means your defense is doing well. More so than your safeties, like we said. Ben Jeffers getting his first freshman look, kicking that last extra point for the Broncos, going with a different look. So nice job for that young man, going 1 for 1 so far. Maybe earning his way into that extra point every time we score, which is hopefully a lot in the next few games. And Dylan, next week, Lake Mills homecoming at home. What do you got for us, Dylan?
Yeah, a big week of activities. This is going to kick off for any students listening. Monday's dress-up day is going to be make yourself at home, as the theme is there's no place like home. So we pajama day for the students listening. Tuesday will be home run collegiate professional sports team day. Wednesday's me and my homies, a duo and trio day. Thursday's home away from home stub, your tourist day, and Friday's going to be a big spirit day. Other events going on during the week, if you're looking, I believe Thursday is going to be the parade at 6 o'clock that goes from the city park to the school. Again, all the classes making their own floats this year. The way it sounds, a lot of great ideas focused on that no place like home.
Yeah, second year in a row, Dylan, having it at night so the whole community can kind of enjoy it. A nice little flip of the script there rather than having it at 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon when most people are working. So hopefully we see the community members out and about and aligned along the streets, kind of like the 4th of July. It'd be great to see a lot of people out there for the homecoming parade. Anything else, Dylan, before we see the kickoff here?
Just that hopefully everyone comes out next week. Sports Broncos gets that stadium loud and, again, keeps powering this Broncos into some winning seasons, even that record back up at hopefully 2-2 after next week going against, again, finishing up this week against AGWSR and coming out building on this momentum against Lake Mills.
Yeah, Lake Mills also 0-2 going to BCLUW tonight, so we'll see what that's score ends up to be. The AGWSR Cougars now looking to receive. Braden Doherty looking to kick off. The Cougars have yet to find the end zone this year, so we'll see if the Broncos shut them out and keep that going. Doherty now with the kickoff to Starr. Starr with a nice clean return. Let's see here, Fournier in on the tackle, and he's able to bring Starr down at the 19-yard line. Great open field tackle again by the junior Liam Fournier, the linebacker. And we will see the Bronco defense out there. It's going to be Cougar 1st and 10 at the 19.
Yeah, after kind of couple of suspect kick return coverages, We've now had back-to-back ones with a great open field tackle by Sal Duran, now one by Liam. Just what you love to see for the Broncos.
They're going to prove my eyesight wrong one more time, Dylan. It's going to be ball on the 20. 1st and 10 for the Cougars. As the sophomore quarterback, Landon Dennis, will look to take the snap. He does, hands off to home guard again, and is going to gain a few yards and be brought down by 3 or 4 Broncos. I think Swisher and Wright in on the tackle there.
Yeah, AGWSR going to what worked in the first half in that first drive for him, kind of doing that power behind the big offensive lineman, Gage Van Lowe.
Liam Fournier in on the tackle as well, having a heck of a night so far,
Yeah.
as it's going to be 2nd, and we're going to go a long 5 here for the Cougars. They're in a twins formation with that slot receiver. It's going to be a handoff to home guard the other way, and Fournier's in on another tackle as Stephenson's helps finish it off for the Broncos. It is unfortunately still going to be a first down for the Cougars, but again, great tackling by the great tackling by the Bronco linebackers in Stephenson and Fournier.
Yeah, again, just what you love to see for the Bronco linebackers. Unfortunately, that Bronco defensive line just a little slow out of their stance right now, getting pushed back. Like to see what we saw in the first half, some adjustments made, and we do see right there as Medina and Swisher switch sides.
Dennis takes the snap, another handoff to home guard, and again he's brought down by Stephenson along with Medina. It is a 7-yard gain for home guard, so it will be 2nd and 3 for the Cougars.
Yeah, Cougars open up big holes in the middle right now as our defensive line's kind of getting blown off the ball, giving up some size right now. And
kind of how the Cougars started their first drive of the night, and then the Broncos figured out how to stop them. So hopefully that happens again here as the Cougars take it 2nd and 3. And it is going to be another handoff to home guard. He is met with a little resistance and is able to be brought down by Jackson Johans for the Broncos, but it is another first down for the Cougars. He does get enough, and it will be ball on the 44-yard line for the Cougars, 1st and 10.
Yeah, Broncos might have to start sending those linebackers again, setting extra pressure, see if they can fill the gaps, and force the Cougars to start having to pass the ball again where they really struggled in the first half.
Broncos in that 4-3 defense with the 2 safeties, Hefner and Paulson. And another handoff to home guard. Reached in the backfield by Doherty and brought down by Fournier again in the backfield, along with Medina, I believe, holding him up as well.
Not really brought down. More just stopped his progress. Looks like I don't think everyone went down the field.
Forward progression here as the referees blew the whistle. It's going to be maybe half a yard gain there.
Again, looking still just shy of the 45, maybe tail on the 44. As this time Starr slides back to the fullback.
2nd and long here for the Cougars. Dennis takes the snap, looks to pass this time. Going to find Starr underneath. It is complete and brought down by Fournier of the Broncos. Looks like a 3 or 4 yard gain here. Let's see where they mark it.
Yeah, great job of the Broncos. They're swarming the tackle. Starr, such good run after catch player.
Going to call it a 4 yard gain, 3rd and 6 for the Cougars.
Again, very much a Shanahan style thing play there where they run that H-back all the way from left behind the line to the right side, see if they can get some natural pick routes. And again, Fournier did a good job kind of fighting through the yuck and bringing it down for a minimal gain.
Yeah, Fournier should have double-digit tackles, I would say, at this point, Dylan, as Starr lines up in that H-back formation again. Dennis takes the snap. And home guard falls forward before the snap almost every time, so I'm not sure what's going on there, but they do allow it as Hooger catches the ball for the Cougars and makes enough for a first down.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's the running back leaving early, if that ball is snapped, it just takes the rest of the linemen moving, so it looks like it's a false start. Again, kind of hard to see the angler sitting at what's moving first, the ball or home guard.
Could be either way, Dylan. Yep. I do wear glasses for a reason here. As it is going to be a direct snap to home guard. He's going to rush up the middle, and he's going to be brought down by, let's see who gets up off the bottom of the pile there. It's going to be Johans again, and it's going to be a 4 yard gain for the Cougars, 2nd and 6.
Yeah, big positive of the Broncos right now is the majority of our tackles are coming from our front seven. We're not having to rely on our safeties and corners to make too many tackles, which is going to help us in the long run. Lets our corners be more responsive for the play action, play attention to the receivers.
Yeah, Cougars getting that initial push. Good job by that front seven so far as it's handed off to home guard. He does find a lot of running room, but is brought down by Hefner and Paulson. As unfortunately, we just talked about how much the safeties haven't had to do, and they do make a touchdown saving tackle. There is Hefner and Paulson there. It is going to be a first down for the Cougars as Braden Hartema is entering the ball game. Doherty's going to take a breather as Swisher's going to move over to D end.
Yeah, it looks like just kind of a weird thing there. Kind of Juan Medina got trapped on that QB
as
power.
another direct snap to home guard at quarterback, and he's going to rush for another 4 or 5 yards, brought down by Paulson, along with 2 or 3 other Broncos in the mix there.
Yeah, home guard getting a bulk of the carries right now. Again, as the Broncos have really taken Star out of the game so far.
Yeah, the Cougar coaching staff must have found something in the Bronco defense, trying to wear them down.
Again, those Broncos front four looking to get a little pressure. As Hardeman switches in, should be the healthy man. We'll see if he can get some push out front, as it looks like the Cougars line up back in that traditional shotgun look.
Dennis takes the snap this time, but it is a handoff again to home guard, and he's able to find a little running room before being brought down by Braden Wright and Max Swisher. He'll gain a few, but it's not enough for a first down, as it is going to be 3rd and 4 for the Cougars.
Yeah, as we hit the halfway point here of the third quarter already, as this clock continues to run.
Yeah, 6:25 to go here in the third quarter. 3rd and 4 for the Cougars. As the Cougars are going to line up in their H-back formation. Dennis looking for the snap.
Broncos leaving the slot uncovered right now.
Another handoff to home guard. That's got to be
right at the first down marker. It's going to be super
11 or 12 carries in a row here for home guard.
And they don't give a very generous spot on that. Must have been hit a lot earlier than it looks.
Yeah, it's going to be 4th and short here for the Cougars. It obviously is 4-down territory.
Again, Medina with the tackle there. Good to see that, as able to meet him in the backfield.
So 4th and 2 here for the Cougars. Let's hope the Broncos can get a stop here, as Medina and Hartema having the size up front for the Broncos. And it is going to be a direct snap to home guard. He is contacted, and it is super close, and they are going to mark it as a first down for the Cougars. So we got just enough, brought down by a host of Broncos up the middle.
Again, right now, Broncos kind of bending. We'll see if this they can shut it down now. The Cougars have entered the red zone.
Might not hurt to chop there on the defensive side. Cut them down a little bit before they're able to gain some momentum.
Now see if your linebacker can get flying through that gap.
And here we go, another handoff to home guard, and initially wrapped up by Johans, but fighting his way. And going to end up being brought down by a host of Broncos, including Jaime Stephenson there as the lead tackler. And it will be 2nd and 5 for the Cougars here, as the Cougars now on their 15th play, and 14 of those were handoffs or direct snaps to home guard. And Dennis is going to hand it off again for his 15th carry to home guard. Brought down by the Broncos, brought down by Fournier. And let's see here, Swisher as well in on the tackle. Be 3rd and 2 for the Cougars.
Yeah, and as we kind of have a minute here, I'd like to shout out the Bronco cheerleaders: Sierra Coons, Vanessa McVeigh, Val Martinez, Ava Brister, Ariana Guido, Jennifer Duran, Sydney Easker, Josie Braun, Summer Hansen, Kinsley Peterson. Again, can't really see you over there with how far we are, but we appreciate you girls doing everything you guys do for the team.
Another handoff to home guard, and he's going to make it into the end zone for the Cougars' first score of the season. As on the 16th play, 17th play, and the 16th carry for home guard, he makes it in the end zone for the Cougars score. 3:48 to go in the third quarter. Cougars having the ball the entire time here, as it's going to be Broncos 28, Cougars 6. Again, following that shout out shout out to the cheerleaders, shout out to their coaches as well, Nikki McMurray and Krista Carlson, as they've done a heck of a job and come up with a lot of ideas for some more Broncos school spirit and other stuff happening, as the snap is failed for the Cougars and the Broncos are going to jump on the ball. It is going to be a failed extra point attempt, so that'll keep the score Broncos 28, Cougars 6. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsor for
H&K Plumbing and Heating, your #1 source for innovative, energy-efficient, and eco-friendly Ruud, Amana, and Navian products. Call H&K Plumbing and Heating today, 641-444-3432 for your residential plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. H&K Plumbing and Heating, located in Belmont.
Family owned and operated since 1999.
Yep. All right, we're back, Bronco fans, here as the Broncos are going to get set for their second kick return tonight. I'd assume we'll see the same people as always. Should be Duran and right back there with Stephenson as the up back. Little extra time here to talk. 3:48 to go here in the third quarter. Broncos lead 28-6 here at KIOW.com on the Broncos live video stream here, powered by Koloff Media. It is going to be Duran and actually Blaze Paulson back deep this time.
Again, Blaze, both players on their career have a return for a touchdown, so we'll see.
And Ruben Guido, the new guy, in as a side up back, taking Blaze Paulson's spot, as Blaze will go back deep. And we'll wait to see the kickoff here. I believe last time it was number 44, Lorenz Randell, and that is who we are going to see again for the Cougars, as they did kick it deep, the one and only time they have kicked it so far. And he does kick it again, a little shorter this time, as Blaze runs up to catch it, fields it cleanly, and he is brought down right on the 25-yard line for a minimal gain, but still favorable field advantage for the Broncos, as they're going to start 1st and 10 on the 25. Paulson was brought down by number 4, Brady Abbas, for the Cougars.
Yeah, Broncos, good field position start, 25-yard line. Or 26-yard line looks like they give him spot on, and we'll see if the Broncos can, again, sustain a nice long drive and answer that Cougar score first of the season for them.
And it is going to be a carry for the Broncos. It's going to be,
I believe,
Stephenson on the carry. Sorry, I couldn't see if that was a 4 or 5. Stephenson on the carry for the Broncos. It is going to be a gain of 7 yards, so 2nd and 3. 2nd and a short 3 for the Broncos. We'll give them an 8-yard thing. 2nd and 2 for the Broncos here.
Yeah, Jaime, not necessarily the quick, fastest player, but super quick and very deliberate on those side-to-side cuts.
Yeah, he's had some nice cutback lanes so far, as Hefner looks to take the snap. H-back goes in motion, and it is a fake handoff, roll out. He hits the underneath man to Johans. Johans finds some yardage. He's able to get a Bronco first down.
Ball comes out. Looks like see what they call.
He is, he does get up. Looks like he was going to get up a little slow, but he is good to go, limping his way back to the huddle.
Yeah, kind of a weird, I don't know what's called hip drop tackle, but does kind of get wrapped up and looped down from behind.
And it is going to be a Bronco first down. They're going to be on the 50-yard line. And Hefner finding the open man underneath this time. Jackson Johans the recipient for a Bronco first down.
Again, that's one thing Coach Fallborg brought up, is something Hefner's done a great job now. He's taking those easy ones, taking the completions they give you, and set up the catch and runs.
As here we go, Boozman goes in motion, flip to Stephenson, over to the left side. He's contacted but able to fall forward for another couple. It's going to be a gain of 2 or 3 for Stephenson, the sophomore Bronco.
Yeah, great job by Jaime there, understanding he had the step to the outside, able to turn it upfield for a couple yards. And
yeah, it looks like a gain of 2. It'll be 2nd 8 Broncos.
Yeah, clock just about to pass the 2-minute mark here in the third quarter.
Yeah, fast-paced ball game so far, Dylan. 2 minutes left, like you said, in the third quarter. This is only the second possession of the third quarter. As Hefner takes the snap, fakes the handoff, Pass intended for Lamb, a little high, falls incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 8 for the Broncos.
As one of those, Brody kind of rushed that throw and just kind of put a little too high for Lamb. Couldn't get his hands up in time.
Yeah, kind of trying to hit that backside slant. Cougars ready position here as going after Bo Starr again.
Gives the Cougars make a kind of big mass sub as they switch in almost a whole new defensive line. As notably, Gage Van Loo checks back in, the 295-pound nose tackle.
Blaze Paulson in at that slot. Receiver goes in motion. And they're going to swing pass it out to Doherty. He's got Stephenson in front of him. And he's brought down. Nice gain, though, for Doherty. It is going to be
about a yard short, looks like.
It's going to be short, though, unfortunately. It will be 4th and 2 for the Broncos. A decision to be made here. As there is no decision, Boozman coming into the ball game. They're going to keep the offense out there and go for it.
Yeah, Broncos so kind of stuck in that middle ground again, just shy of the 40-yard line. You don't want to punt it. Most likely, again, with Doherty's leg, probably goes in the end zone. So, again, you have such a talented quarterback, good running game. We'll see what happens here.
Boozman goes in motion, fakes the handoff. Pop pass to Johans is complete. And it's going to be a Bronco first down. 3rd completion to Johans. And he's going to be brought down by Carl Hooger of the Cougars. So it will be a Bronco first down. Nice tight end pop pass from Hefner to Johans.
Looked to be some sort of RPO there because Hefner was going for that handoff and just kind of pulled it out the last second, floated out, and Johans was able to be ready this time and bring it in cleanly.
Here we go, 1st and 10. Stephenson in at running back. Paulson in at the slot receiver. Blaze Paulson, that is. He goes in motion. Hefner's going to fake hand off to him. He's got trouble, though. Wrapped up, ball's loose. Bronco offensive line falls on it, though. As, let's see here.
54.
Doherty.
Parker Doherty, the center, is able to react to get back.
The center is able to get back to the ball, and Broncos catch a break there as Hefner, they were right on Hefner the minute he tried to roll out. And it's going to be 2nd and very long for the Broncos, 2nd in about 20.
And it looks like about 12 seconds on the play clock. Looks like Broncos just going to let this go into the 4th quarter.
Yeah, 8 seconds left, and yes, they are, Dylan, going to let it roll down, and we'll take a break here at KIOW.com and be right back for the start.
Waldorf University's Tuition Match Scholarship matches the tuition at Iowa community colleges, as well as Riverland and RCTC in Minnesota.
Waldorf matches the tuition rate, and so you're basically paying the price that you would for a community college, but for a 4-year university. So I looked at that and I was like, well, man, that's a really good deal. But yeah, I couldn't pass up paying the same tuition rate for a university as I would for a community college.
To find out more about the Tuition Match Scholarship, go to waldorf.edu/tuition match today.
Bronco fans, score big with fast fiber from COM1, the local one. Our fast fiber internet will let you stream your Broncos when you can't make it to the game. Find out more online at com1net.net today. Good luck to our Belmond-Klemme Broncos from COM1, the local one, serving Hancock, Wright, and Humboldt County neighborhoods with friendly, fast fiber you can count on. See us at com1net.net today.
Ready?
Yep. All right, we're back, Bronco fans, for the start of the 4th quarter. Broncos lead 28-6 over the Cougars. 12 minutes to go till a Bronco victory, let's hope, as it's going to be 2nd and long for the Broncos, 2nd and 20. Let's see here what Coach Fabor drew up for the start of the 4th quarter. Jaime Stephenson in the backfield. Broncos in that slot receiver with Blaze Paulson. Oh, actually full formation. Had 2 slot receivers out. Throw underneath to Braden Doherty is complete. Let's see if he can get away from the tackle here. And
face mask.
We're going to get another 15-yard penalty as Doherty does find his way to an actual Bronco first down, though. Able to fight off the 3 defenders and able to fight off the face mask as well. Almost brought him down to the ground. So I would guess we're going to see an extra 15 yards on top of this, Dylan.
That was a pretty egregious face mask, and you could see his whole body was turned from the grab. So
yeah, and that is the call.
Yep. From the end of the run, so they spot him right at the 20-yard line.
So we should be about the 5-yard line now. Great pass and catch from Hefner to Doherty as usual. And they're going to go
about the 10-yard line.
Yeah, not sure how we went from the 20 to the 10 on a 15-yard penalty, but we did.
Unless they're ruling a half the distance for some reason, which wouldn't make much sense because we're under the 15 yards to the goal line.
Either way, Dylan, we got a first and 10, first and goal on the 10.
Honestly, probably better for the Broncos. Let's a little more time run, a couple more plays that can run off, and we'll see what the Broncos want to do here as they're kind of taking their time breaking the huddle. Uh, 20 seconds on the play clock as they break it, so plenty of time for the Broncos still to get set.
And here we go. Stephenson in the backfield, and the Broncos in that slot receiver spot with Blaze Paulson. Hefner takes the snap. Kind of a broken play. Looks to Stephenson, but he wasn't there, and Hefner takes it himself. Gets it down to the 4-yard line. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication there between quarterback and halfback. And Hefner is able to make a positive advantage out of that as he's able to gain 6 yards on the play.
You're looking at
second goal here on the 4.
Interested to see what they call if they're trying to get a new touchdown scorer tonight, or if they're going to get back to Hefner and let him see if he can pound it forward.
Yeah, has Stephenson found the end zone yet this year? I don't know if he has.
He is not. Again, we've seen Ruben get his first touchdown, and last week we saw Brody get our other 2 rushing touchdowns in the season.
Paulson goes in motion. It is a handoff to Stephenson. He's able to get it down to about the 2-yard line, it looks like, so a gain of 2. Hopefully.
Half, 3rd and goal.
Yeah, 3rd and goal. We got 2 more downs to go. And we'll see what Coach Fabler and the Broncos draw up here from the 2-yard line.
Again, Broncos clock running now just about across the 10-minute mark, 19 in the play clock, so Broncos plenty of time as they milk it down. Most likely see Hefner take this one unless they're going to feed. Looks like Stephenson is in there in the backfield.
And he takes the snap. It's a pitch to Stephenson. Stephenson tries to race to the edge.
Nothing
Doesn't
there.
get there, and he's going to lose yardage, unfortunately. He will be brought down, I believe, around the 6-yard line. And so it'll be 4th down, and see where they mark it there, 5 or 6 yard line. I can't really tell
in the
yet.
5, so we'll call it the 5.
5-yard line for the Broncos, so 4th and 5 to go.
And we haven't seen the Broncos attempt a kick in probably 3 or 4 years, so most likely going to see some sort of getting Brody on the move and see if they can get one of the receivers open and coming across the back of the end zone.
Wouldn't be a bad time for that tight end screen that works. As here we go, Hefner looks for the pass. He is going to look deep, however, and finds a wide open receiver, and unfortunately he was pushed out of bounds, loses the handle on the ball, does fall incomplete. It will be a turnover on downs, and Cougar 1st and 10. Great try by the Broncos. Pass was intended for Blaze Paulson.
Yeah, it looked like he might have had Kaisa coming backside. Unfortunately, just ran out of time with the pressure, and again, Blaze had a chance, not able to bring it in. Again, Cougar now getting the back.
Yeah, had his hands on it, but was pushed out of bounds. So either way, if he would have caught it, it still would have been out of bounds.
Good job high pointing. Unfortunately, again, just ran out of room.
And here we go, Bronco defense out there. Braden Hardema, Juan Medina holding down the fort at D tackle. Doherty and Joe Hans at D ends. Linebackers are Stephenson, Wright, and Fournier. Cornerbacks in the ball game are going to be Duran and Boozman, and safeties as always Paulson and Hefner, as it's going to be a direct snap to home guard again, brought down by Joe Hans and Hardema for the Broncos.
It looks like a Bronco. Duran's a little shaken up on the near side.
Yeah, Duran needs a breather here as Griffin Paulson comes into the ball game on defense.
Kind of almost looks just a little shaken up, not quite sure. Takes helmet off. I don't know if it's
kind of looks like
the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah, either wind or shoulder, one of the two. I'm not 100% sure. As Dennis is back to take the snap for the Cougars, fakes the handoff, pass out to Starr as he bobbles it but brings it in for a Cougar 1st down, and he is driven out of bounds by Jaime Stephenson for the Broncos. It is going to be a 1st down, however, for the Cougars. Nice little concentration and grab for Bo Starr from the Cougars there.
Yeah, again, Bronco defense flying to the ball still. Bo Starr is just a weapon to bring down. Such a good athlete. Again, as a freshman, put up almost 30 points in the basketball team. And last year against us was really responsible for why the reason they were in that game.
Hand off to home guard.
Hit by, looked like Medina.
Yeah, looks like Hardima's getting up from the bottom. Might have been Medina and Hardima.
Yeah.
Hardima and Wright in there on the tackle. Lamb now in the ball game on defense.
Yeah, when Sal subbed out, again, Lamb kind of rotates in here more as the more base corner. We'll see Griffin come in more in that dime package.
Yeah, Griffin Paulson was in the ball game on defense, came out. Maybe they're trying to work him back in slowly, as I see his brother is in the slot receiver spot on offense for him now too. So
yeah, it could be up 28-6 first game back. You're not trying to blow him up and
working him back into game condition here as Max Swisher comes back in at defensive end for the Broncos. 7:46 to go here in the ball game. Broncos lead 28-6. Dennis takes the snap, looks to pass. Oh, loses the handle on the ball. I think it's going to be a...
Looks like they call the forward pass.
Yep, they're going to call it incomplete pass as it falls on the ground. Would have been Bronco ball, as I think either Hardima or Medina fell on it. But
it did appear that arm was going forward, just kind of slipped out as he was squeezing. Looks like he tried to really rip that one into the seam, and fortunately he just kind of squeezed the ball a little too much, and it popped out as he threw it.
It's going to be 3rd and 8 for the Cougars.
And that's a tough thing, quarterback wearing gloves. Again, hoping that grip stays, but if it doesn't, that ball comes out super easy.
And Dennis takes the snap, looking to pass deep. A lot of defensive line in his face, and the pass falls incomplete. Blaze Paulson there trying to break it up. Pass was intended for Carl Hooger of the Cougars. 4th and 8 as the Cougars need to make a decision here. Do they take the chance of giving the Broncos great field advantage and go for it, or do they punt it away and try and play defense here? As they're sending in an offensive play, it looks like.
Again, at this point, AGWSR trying to cut this lead down even more. Again, look for something quick and see if they can get Bo Starr catch and run on this. Has shown a lot of quick slot outs in this route.
Looks like trips formation. Dennis is going to roll that way. A lot of pressure from Swisher and Wright. And they're going to say
interception, but stepped out of bounds.
Yep, they're going to say it is intercepted by Kyson Lamb. So it will be a Bronco first down on the 30.
As Lamb gets his first interception of the season.
Yeah, great hit on the quarterback from Swisher and Wright as Wright kind of limps off the field, fighting his way through something.
Yeah,
and again, like you said, a great first interception by Kyson Lamb on the season. We now have 3 different people with an interception for the Broncos. 1st and 10 Broncos.
Yeah, we know Wright last week dealing with some cramps as he's trying to work his way back into his first game. And really haven't seen him on offense at all this game outside of maybe that first drive.
Yeah, it's going to be Guido in at running back for the Broncos. Motion by Boozman. Hands off to Ruben Guido. And he'll rush forward up the middle for a gain of about 4. It'll be 2nd and 6 for the Broncos.
Yeah, Ruben Guido, one of those running backs that he's not looking to go around you. He just wants to run straight forward as fast as he can, and if you get in his way, you better hold on.
Yeah, kind of been a fullback his entire life there, and different style of offenses. Played fullback for the Scout offense as a freshman. Real tough kid here.
Yeah, tough injury in that first week against Clarion. Kind of steps on a foot, gets a high ankle sprain on defense.
As Boozman goes in motion. Goes back in motion. Hefner takes the snap direct. He's going to do a quarterback power. He's going to gain enough for a Bronco first down and then some.
Yeah, a little miscommunication is why it went in motion, kind of got a little confused, was able to reset and come back in that triple option look.
Yeah, nice weak side power by weak side ISO by the quarterback Brody Hefner here for a gain of about 7 or 8 and a Bronco first down.
Just about 6 minutes left here in the game at this point as this fourth quarter is starting to fly down to about 2 possessions total in the quarter.
As Hefner looks to hand it off, fakes it, rolls out, pressure, loses the ball, and it's going to be Cougar ball, folks, as the Cougars fall on it. It's going to be number 51 for the Cougars. That's going to be Cale Dodd falling on that fumble, as Hefner had no time back there. He was met by 2 Cougars, unable to hold on to the ball as he wasn't expecting to be hit. And Cale Dodd for the Cougars falls on it, gets the fumble. It will be 1st and 10.
Yeah, it appeared Hefner had a guy open, but unfortunately just not enough time to get his feet set. Again, this Bronco offensive line has given up quite a bit of sacks. Some again on that offensive line, some on Brody for being such a dual threat quarterback. Unfortunately, that one a little bit of both. Again, deep drops set it up a tough spot for the lineman, and unfortunately, Cougars get a good jump on it.
Going to be a direct snap here to home guard, and it's going to be a reverse to Dennis, and he's going to actually pass to a wide open Cougar who catches it, and Blaze Paulson is able to chase him down, though, thankfully, and save that touchdown. Pass was going to be caught by William Hoffmeister. So a nice trick play by the Cougars results in about a 40-yard pass.
Cougars hurrying it up here, trying to get in the ball. They like that matchup they saw in that possession.
And it is going to be Dennis back in the shotgun for the Cougars. And he's going to hand it off to home guard this time as he finds a little running room. And then brought down by Stephenson for the Broncos. It will be a gain of 3 there, so it will be 2nd and 7 for the Cougars.
Again, one of those plays, again, just running every trick, trying to get a positive yardage.
And Dennis throws over to the sideline. It is caught. Comes back to the middle where he's brought down by Max Swisher and Braden Wright.
We have a Bronco down. Looks like not Bronco, correction, a Cougar down. Both Star was slow to get up, able to kind of stand back. It looked like just kind of knocked the wind on, trying to catch his breath. So has not sat, I believe, at all this game. So I think just that fatigue starting to catch up and playing this fast. They're Bronco ball.
Yeah, they're going to call. He fumbled the ball on that Max Swisher hit, and it was recovered by the Broncos, Dylan.
So it might not have been an injury. It might have just been a little slow reaction from Star from the fumble. Being just not happy with how that drive ended. And both Stars looking very dejected over there. We'll see if the Broncos kind of target that, as he's absolutely showing some frustration on the field.
And Hefner starts it with a 1st and 10 with a quarterback option. He flips it out to Guido, and Guido's able to fall down in bounds. Nice, smart play by the running back, not going out of bounds. That will keep the clock running. It will be a gain of about 6 on the play, so 2nd and 4 for the Broncos.
Yeah, great late pitch there by Brody. Good. Doing much better job this week of making the defense commit to him and getting out to the outside at the last second.
We apologize, folks. We didn't see who recovered that fumble, but a massive hit by Max Swisher on that pass completion forced the fumble.
Yeah, Bronco defense kind of has been struggling this last couple games about forcing those turnovers. Have cleaned up a lot with an interception now tonight, a 1 interception call back, and now the fumble recovery.
And here we go. Hefner takes the snap, flips it over to Guido. Finds the outside, cuts it back up, however.
We do have a flag. Looks like I just saw a fly out.
And more than likely going to be a hold as they motion a number to the Broncos sideline. So it is a hold on the Broncos. That'll back them up 10 yards from the spot of the foul. And Broncos kind of subbing in some guys here possibly as Braden Hartema in on offense now for the Broncos.
Like Carver Buchanan check out again. Carver, somebody who's played every single offensive snap so far this season. So again, a well-deserved break as the Broncos sitting up 28-6. Just north of 4.5 minutes left in the game. As now we see the Cougars making some subs as well. As 65, Dom Minard checks in. And a little communication going on. Not sure if it's from...
Yep, Parker Doherty, the center, just making sure Hartema knows the play and what to do, who to block. Making sure the young man gets that first snap correct, as it's going to be 2nd and 13 for the Broncos after that holding penalty.
Making sure both
kind of
players
waiting
got
for
11 set, probably.
Yep, the official there to set the ball. There we go, and the Broncos can take over here. 4:32 to go. As Hefner takes the snap, hands it off to Guido. He goes up the middle, gets met by a few Cougars, and is brought down by number 4, Brady Abbas.
Lost about 2.5, maybe 3 yards in that run.
Yeah, that's going to end up being 3rd and 15. There is a timeout by the Cougars. We'll take one as well here and be right back after.
Greenbelt Bank and Trust in Belmont has the financial products and services to satisfy your personal and business needs. With electronic banking, checking, and savings accounts, as well as loans, insurance, and trust services, count on Central Iowa's premier bank, Greenbelt Bank and Trust in Belmont, and go Broncos.
Yep. All right, we're back, Bronco fans, here as the Cougars finish up their timeout. 4:20 to go in the ball game. Broncos up 28-6, trying to run some clock out as we've seen multiple run plays in a row here by the Broncos. It is, however, now 3rd and long, so they do have a decision to make, 3rd and 15, and it's going to be on the Broncos' own 30-yard line.
As Broncos break the huddle again, I'd like to give just one more shout out to all of our sponsors: Thrive, H&K Plumbing, Waldorf University, Com1, Greenbelt Bank and Trust, Clayton County Recycling, and Channel C Crop Builder LLC. Thank you for making this show possible, and thank you for everyone listening right now.
Here we go, motion by Paulson, fakes the handoff from Hefner. Hefner throws it deep. It's going to be short, though, however, to Doherty going down the sideline there as it'll fall incomplete, be 4th and long. I'm guessing we'll see the Bronco punt team here.
Yeah, good chance to get Braden a little bit more work in punting on a game that's all but over here with just north of 4 minutes left. Broncos holding a 22-point lead.
As Doherty will get back there to punt. And Bostar for the Cougars will be back to receive for the Cougars.
Again, one thing Broncos got to make sure they do is they don't pick up any dumb penalties this play, and again, make sure they bring Bostar to the ground.
Oh, it is a low line drive, but Doherty able to pick it up and get it off with a nice spiral of a punt. Star has to jump on it, and a Bronco jumps on him immediately. Saul Duran, nice hustle by Duran on the play as Star unfortunately can't handle it and has to fall on it.
That's his 3rd one tonight on the punt returns. It just kind of taking a funny bounce on him, and this time, luckily, Star's able to get a hand on it and fall back on top.
So it will be 1st and 10 for the Cougars on the 33-yard line.
Again, this should be the last play above the 4-minute mark. After this, it's all downhill for the clock, and looks like we have some subs on defense as Mark Wambalaswa checks in. Again, still have linebacking crew the same. Safety crew looks to be the same. Corners, Kyson Lamb, Wyatt Boozman.
As Dennis takes the snap for the Cougars, looking to pass. Checks it down to the tight end Star, who is then brought down by, I think was it Fournier and Lamb on the tackle as he's down on the sideline with a cramp. And they're going to call an official's timeout even though he is on the sideline here.
Yep. Again, went out of bounds, so the clock's going to stop either way. So,
yep. 3:50 to go here.
And about 4. Again, double check, make sure the player's okay. He's able to get far enough out now of the way of the refs because, again, worst case scenario, Broncos called earlier in the season on a ref interference. Want to make sure it's out of the way so those refs can get up and down safely. Don't have to worry about people getting run into.
And here we go, 2nd and 4 here. Class A football, Cougars taking on the Belmond-Klemme Broncos. Cougars here, Dennis back to receive. He throws the pass out to Hoosier. He gets enough for a 1st down, and Hefner's able to bring him down as Hefner makes a nice open field tackle. However, it is going to be a Cougar 1st down.
Yeah, Broncos a little slow to that outside pass that spotted just past the 50-yard line.
Looked like possible cover 2 coverage there with the safeties.
Big pressure.
Yep, nice pressure by Johans. Gets a hand on him, and he's able to get him down as Johans is able to grab a jersey and grabbed it enough to trip up Dennis. So it is going to be a quarterback sack credited to Jackson Johans. It's going to pin the Cougars deep, 2nd and about 21. And Dennis takes the snap, gets it back over to Hoosier. Hoosier's met at the line of scrimmage by Boozman and then finished off by Liam Fournier.
Again, Liam just having himself a night again. Just seems like every time a play happens in the outside, Liam's the one that's brought it down. Liam's a part of that tackle. Then 3rd and 20 for the Cougars. 2:43 left in the game.
Dennis takes the snap, looks to pass, passes again to Hoosier. It's complete though. He has room. He does have a Cougar first down, unfortunately. And he is brought down by Boozman and Stephenson for the Broncos.
Yeah, Cougars hurrying up on the ball here. Chain gang gets set. The clock will resume.
Yeah, 2:34 to go here. As the Cougars hurry up to the ball, 1st and 10. They make a last-minute substitution as Hoosier limps off the field. As so far the Cougars have been finding that open window in the cover 2 defense of the Broncos. And it's going to be a handoff to home guard. He's going to shake a couple tackles, and he's going to find some room, folks, as Paulson unable to bring him down, and he's going to find the end zone for the Cougars. Home guard scores with 2:15 to go. That's going to be a 40-yard run for the Cougars and home guard, as I believe they will go for 2. So unfortunately, home guard is able to find a cutback lane and find a lot of green grass, able to race Blaze Paulson to the corner of the end zone.
Again, Broncos had multiple chances at him, just not able to bring him down.
Yeah, somebody had him wrapped up, Dylan, as it's going to be a false start on the Cougars. That'll back them up 5 yards. And so they will get to retry it, just back 5 yards. So instead of the 2-yard line, it'll be on the 7. So 2:15 to go. Cougars not out of this ball game yet, as I'm guessing we'll see an onside kick coming up here after this 2-point try attempt.
Yeah, be ready for a little trickery here. Again, Cougars need this 2-point conversion. So could see home guard coming off the tackle here.
If they don't get this 2-point conversion, it's still a three-score ball game.
It is brought down the backfield.
It is brought down. Braden
Broncos.
Doherty wrapping him up, and then Braden Wright finishing it off. So again, great break for the Broncos. Great play by the Bronco defense. Keeps it a 3-score ball game with 2:15 to go, as the Broncos almost shut the door there on that 2-point conversion. Failed attempt there by the Cougars. So we will be right back after this for the Bronco kick return.
Clayton County Recycling of Belmont and Kensett. Turn unwanted items into cash. Clayton County Recycling will buy, scrap iron and metals, car bodies, industrial scrap, heavy equipment, farm machinery, aluminum, and copper. On-site pickup and dumpster service available too. Clayton County Recycling of Belmont and Kensett, serving communities in northern Iowa and southern Minnesota. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Saturdays, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Clayton County Recycling online at ccrrecycling.com.
Yep. All right, we're back, folks, as we do have the Broncos setting up their hands team, expecting an onside kick. Still kicking for the Cougars is going to be number 44, Lorenz Randell. I would assume we see an onside. I wouldn't assume they would
Again, Broncos
give it
predicting
back to the
onside.
Broncos on purpose
10
here.
to 11 players right up within 10 yards, as it does look like they line up as the onside here.
And we'll see here. The ball's got to go 10 yards. Broncos can come up to get it. However, the Cougars cannot touch it until it goes 10 yards. And they do onside it. It does get a nice roll, though, deep to Ben Jeffers, who falls on it, does his job, and it will be Bronco ball. And I'm not quite sure how many timeouts the Cougars have left. I believe it's 2.
2 timeouts. I'm pretty sure.
So the Broncos will have to get a first down for sure before they can run out the clock.
Again, should see a heavy dose here, either Stephenson or Rubin running up the middle and running some clocks, as well as some Brody Hefner runs mixed in.
Yeah, we should almost be able to bet that we will see some runs here for the Broncos and run down that clock as much as possible, make the Cougars take those 2 timeouts.
Everything needs to be either easy completions or runs. So if you're going to throw that pass, it has to be a screen. You can't throw anything that could end up being incomplete and saves the Cougars some time.
And it is going to be a direct run by Hefner, who finds a lot of room but is tripped up by number 20 for the Cougars. It's going to be Lane Rose. It will be a gain of 6 for the Broncos, 2nd and 4.
2nd and 3. Cougars not taking a timeout quite yet. Looks like they're waiting for that, maybe waiting for the first down conversion to take one. Either that, if they're just going to let it run and kind of tip the hat, being down still 16-2 scores under 2 minutes. Might just say, let's get out of this game and follow up with 2 good plays from their offense and build some momentum next week for them.
Can't say I understand that, Dylan, as you should have used your timeouts there. And Hefner's going to take the quarterback keeper again and go down. Will be close to the first down, however. They are going to stop the clock this time and use a timeout. Again, kind of a, we'll just be quiet about that, Dylan. And, they did take a timeout this time. Cougars did, and we'll take one as well, and we'll be right.
At the heart of the new and enhanced Channel Seed are the relationships we build with our farmers. You'll experience expert guidance on your farm through year-round customized service provided by your local Channel Seed Pro. In Goodell and Kanawha, talk with Tom Burke of Crop Builder LLC. He has over 5 decades of experience and is now offering Channel Seeds and Bayer Chemistry. Call 641-512-8131 and go Broncos from Tom Burke, your Channel Seeds dealer in Goodell, Belmond-Klemme, and surrounding areas.
All right, we're back, Bronco fans. Cougars finishing up that timeout. Broncos still in the huddle as well. It's looking like the Broncos are going to redeem themselves after that heartbreaking loss to the Newman Knights, losing 21-20 last Friday night. Kind of a deja vu game from the year before with Newman losing by 1 score with under a minute to go. And like I said, Broncos looking to redeem themselves tonight. And a minute 26 to go before they're able to do so. Broncos currently lead 28-12 over the Cougars as the Broncos offense sit 3rd and 1 here.
Again, Broncos need to get this yard. Most likely we're going to see Hefner do that sneak up under center, see if he can push forward for a yard. And again, Broncos convert, game over. If not, again, Broncos have to be disciplined. Again, worst thing that can happen here is going to be any kind of bad penalty. Clock is going to stop until the snap, as Cougars ended up with 12 men on the field there. Ref luckily let him run one off.
And here we go. It is going to be motion by Stephenson. Hefner takes it himself. He does get a Bronco first down. And it is going to be a timeout by the Cougars, but it's all but done more than likely, folks. As long as the Broncos don't fumble it, they should be able to run down the clock.
They are running. It doesn't look like they're
they
going to
are going to roll it, I guess. I thought the official blew the whistle.
I think that would just get those chains reset.
And so here we go. It is going to be a minute 2 left. I know Coach Coop, unfortunately for the Cougars, knows he can't stop what's about to happen as the Broncos get into victory formation for the first time this year and are able to go 1-0 tonight. As the Broncos, pending anything crazy happening, are going to defeat the Cougars 28-12, as they will have to snap it at least one more time here before the game can be over.
Again, great job by the Broncos tonight, answering back after a heartbreaking loss last week, getting the first win of the season, and hopefully using this to translate 2 more wins. Lake Mills next week, and I believe BCLUW the following week.
Yeah, we will be at home for homecoming, and that kneel down right there by Hefner will all but seal the victory for the Broncos, defeating the AGWSR Cougars 28-12 as the Broncos improve their record to 1-2 and the Cougars fall 0-3. Again, join us next week for our homecoming against the Lake Mills Bulldogs, and please join us if you can for the parade Thursday night for the homecoming parade. And Dylan and I will be right back with postgame after a word from our sponsor.
Financial planning can help keep your personal goals on track. But for some of us, a financial plan looks more like this. It includes building a legacy for your loved ones, college savings for your little ones. Maybe you're passionate about giving back to your community, or you want to pay it forward to causes you care about. At Thrivent, our business is helping guide your finances, but our ambition is to make it mean so much more. Thrivent, where money means more.
See Josh Faubourg, Brian Kapka, or Michael Jennison in Belmond today. 641-444-3214.
H&K Plumbing and Heating, your #1 source for innovative, energy-efficient, and eco-friendly Ruud, Amana, and Navian products. Call H&K Plumbing and Heating today at 641-444-3432 for your residential plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. H&K Plumbing and Heating, located in Belmond.
Family owned and operated since 1999.
You ready?
Yep. All right, we're back, Bronco fans. Again, Broncos come out with the victory, 28-12 over the Cougars. Dylan, what do we got for the stats for the night?
Yeah, again, Broncos 4 touchdowns tonight. First one, Brody Hefner to Griff Paulson for 37 yards to open the scoring that first drive, 99-yard drive for the Broncos. Then next score of the game came on a Brody Hefner 10-yard run, pushing the Broncos lead at this point after the extra point was missed to a 13-0 lead. Following that, against Ruben Guido, not many plays later, was able to rush in a 3-yard touchdown. 2-point was good from Hefner to Lamb. And from that point, again, Broncos were able to get one more touchdown there towards the end, I believe. But outside of, it was Hefner Johans in that tight end leak for 18 yards. Outside of that second half, again, Broncos kind of put it in cruise control. Cougars took advantage of that as Eli Holmgard ran in 2 touchdowns, a 6-yard one and then that big 30-yard one at the end to put their first 2 touchdowns of the season to lead us to that final score, 28-12, Broncos over the Cougars.
Yeah, Broncos definitely able to open their playbook tonight, Dylan, as we saw the most rushing success we've had since last year. And the Bronco defense, the linebackers taking care of business. Liam Fournier, probably the defensive player of the game, as he was all over the place, had to have at least double-digit tackles, if not close to 15. Max Swisher on there causing a late fumble that kind of sealed the game for the Broncos as well. And again, just an overall great performance as the Broncos outmatched the AGWSR Cougars. And next week, Dylan, homecoming for the Broncos against Lake Mills Bulldogs. Lake Mills kind of lost most of their team last year, so they will come with youth and inexperience and a little bit undersized, as we did see them in the scrimmage that the Broncos faced. And I can tell you, out of the first 5 possessions of the Bulldogs in that scrimmage, the Broncos had 4 turnovers on them. So hopefully that continues when we meet up next week against the Lake Mills Bulldogs. Again, hopefully you can join us and the community out. 6 o'clock is the homecoming parade, and it will go from where to where, Dylan?
I believe it's from Central Park up to the high school.
Okay, so City Park up to the high school.
And coronation will follow.
Yep, and coronation will follow. Thank you for that. Again, we hope to see you out in the stands next week. Dylan, anything else to add?
Everyone hopefully have a good weekend. Enjoy some more football this weekend. And, again, come out to support your Broncos next week and everything we do homecoming related.
All right.